Oh my gosh, what?
It's
Wow.
gonna be
I
difficult
should
for
have
me to
started the
talk like
recording like
this.
5 seconds earlier. What did you say?
I should. It's gonna be difficult for me to talk like this all day.
I love it. You said you're a cowgirl?
Yes, I
As in
have
like
to.
a girl who is a cow, or like a girl who rides cows?
No, she's a minotaur, but she's a really short minotaur, so she's a pygmy minotaur. But she's like the. She looks like those anime girls where they look human, but they have those animal parts. She has horns, a cow tail.
Gotcha. That's great. Oh my gosh.
And she wears a maid uniform. Underneath, she has her armor.
Gotcha. Cool, cool.
I
Okay.
I never knew how overpowered warriors seem to be in the game.
Fighters?
Fighters,
Yeah.
fighters. Yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty cool. Hey, how's it going? Welcome.
Hey, doing fine. Um, so in case you've forgotten, I kind of get off work an hour before this, and then have to drive and
Mm-hmm.
eat dinner. So you were talking about me having to make a character. Do you think I had time?
I figured that some people might. Well, I mean, I did
Um,
ask weeks in advance because I thought,
I have Brock still,
occasionally this kind
is
of
the
thing might happen.
thing.
You have what?
I have Brock.
Sure,
You do have Brock.
if you want to use
But the
some
question
paradoxes are fine.
I just yeah, that was what my curiosity was, because I think that I didn't end up making one because I was like, oh, I could just use Brock as my alternative. Um but I want to know like how things will work or whatever.
I mean, if we're going strictly based on canon, I mean, I have like a head canon of like what timeline different characters are from and stuff, and sometimes it doesn't really matter. If you want to play,
Okay.
just play whatever you want to play. And
Okay.
I'll
Well, I
just
can
make it
also
work.
be a
It's like a one
goldfish.
shot kind of. You can be a what?
A wizard goldfish? Like what level would we be in? 20?
Seven.
No, no, no.
7? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can be a wizard goldfish.
Let me put
That
it.
sounds hilarious.
Let me put it to this way to you. I ported over my character, and I realize now that at the level we're at, I'm resistant to radiant, necrotic, and fire damage.
Hmm.
I
Nice.
I can have like a bajillion and 7 AC.
Mm-hmm.
She's quite literally my most beloved. Do you want to see a picture?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, always.
Because she's in a long-term campaign.
A maid has D&D.
Neat.
Oh,
Reminds me
fun.
of like the old Greek and Roman style clothing.
And let me find her twin brother. Hold on.
She looks like she'd be one of those bubbly but ditzy type of people.
Oh no, she'll fuck you up. She is the Grumposaurus. That's her twin brother, right there.
Grumposaurus?
She's the grizzled, sort of like excitable blacksmith, and then her brother's the nerd.
He looks
And-
very nervous.
Yeah, the whole lore is that they're actual like demigods, and that's where their Aasimar heritage comes
Okay.
in. So her tattoos are part of the quote unquote way that they see you're an Aasimar. And
Okay.
I get to do a lot of cool flavor stuff with them, and her eyes being red. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Nice.
she's the upfront, in your face, and he's the spell sniper in the back. Dylan's shaking his head.
Hi, Dylan.
Hi, Dylan.
Hey, Kat. How's it going?
It's Amanda.
Cat, in solidarity, I will eat a gallon of ice cream and also have to spend a lot of time on the potty.
Why would you do that to
Ooh.
yourself?
Oh dear.
Because ice cream.
In solidarity, she says. Why? I'm using Tailspire again, and I just every time I use it, I hate the UI more and more. Like I'm pressing the delete key, I'm pressing the backspace key, I'm pressing all these things. I'm using the
Um,
menus, and I still can't get rid of this thing that I added, and I can't get rid of it now. Good times.
I got cat. Those were one of our party members made those because they're in the long term game and they made all the art for all of our characters. They're very very talented.
That is so cool.
So also, if I don't answer, I've stepped away, so try not to include my character too much. I'll be listening though. Okay. Okay, cool. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that the pain was related to the ice cream. All I understood was ice cream. Gotcha. Um,
You didn't read that she was
Lactose
lactose.
intolerant.
yeah, I didn't realize that.
I'm
Um,
only slightly lactose intolerant, so it's not super bad, but
I
mhm,
think I'm slowly becoming that because I can eat ice cream fine, but if I have straight milk, it just hurts my stomach.
mhm.
technically humans are supposed to be lactose intolerant. Like when we're
Yeah, I know
babies, it's
that
the only time
actually.
we can drink milk.
Yeah, I knew that actually. Hmm. That's an evolution trait. We got the tolerance.
Mhm. That's what they say. Okay, so catch. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the chat. We're planning on using side characters for today, instead of doing the main campaign. Uh, I don't know if you did end up making a secondary character because you asked me if you could use Isabella if your character ever dies. Um, so I take that as you didn't prepare one in advance. Uh, so we could roll like a quick pre-generated character and reskin it however you like, just so you have some stats to work with, to make it go fast. Or if you want to spend a little bit of time just like quickly making a character, you can.
I could
I think
give her
pumpkins.
Brock.
Uh, well then, what are you gonna play? Oh, you're
I'm
doing the
I'm I'm
goldfish?
playing the other character. Well,
Gotcha.
not a real goldfish.
Not
It's
a.
a
Is he?
they're a
He's a
water
fake goldfish.
genasies, but
Gotcha.
they have like their goldfish scale,
Is
you
their
know?
name Goldfish?
No.
It's a
What's their
Their name
name?
is
Darn.
Lyra.
named goldfish.
Oh, I love them.
Lyra Longfin.
Cute.
And they're a wizard. And they can't speak because they've been cursed.
Magikarp, Magikarp, Magikarp.
They've lost their voice in exchange
Oh
for them
no.
uh growing legs.
Oh, are you just oh my god.
Uh,
That's
This
funny.
is great.
oh, this is wonderful. Well, at least Ray doesn't need to push them around in a wheelchair.
Mhm.
Listen, I'm glad I brought a slightly sillier character to
Luckily,
this knife fight.
luckily, Lyra knows telepathic bond.
Heck
Ooh.
yeah.
What's
So
that?
Lyra could speak using her mind to other people,
Okay.
but only for an hour.
Mhm. Mhm.
Is it a ritual?
I need to look into it more. I
Because
don't
if it's a
think it
ritual,
is.
you can cast it for free if you spend 10, which is useful.
Yes, it
Uh,
is ritual.
Ooh.
Nice. So that way
ooh.
it works even better.
So what's the I've almost never play wizards.
So
Yeah. Mhm.
ritual casting is if you take 10 minutes, you can cast the spell and it does not use a spell slot. You can't use it in the middle of fight, but if you're using it for RP purposes, you can be like, okay, let's just take 10, I cast the spell, we're good to
Yeah,
go.
right. Yeah, yeah. It will mean that I need pieces of shells, eggshells. And I would like it to be, just, you know, normal shells, but it is supposed to be specifically of the creature, from two different kinds of creatures. So I like imagine it being like an oyster and a clam, because it would be nicer if it was like, some type of sea stuff instead of eggshells.
Mm.
And then obviously I collect them because I'm a big collector.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of knickknacks.
Look at
and
this stuff. Isn't it neat?
Uh, okay, well, so so Pumpkin's playing the Little Mermaid. What are you playing,
No!
Light?
I am playing Cassie Novalian, literal demigod of the god of fire,
Mhm.
and a forge cleric. She thinks she's all that and a bag of chips. She's like, I don't. You'll just have to. It's hard to explain her personality. But she does have her twin brother, Castor, or
Mhm.
Cass,
Mhm.
who will not be in this campaign for whatever reason. But she's a blacksmith through and through. You ask her to make something, she can make it.
Mhm.
Um, I stripped her of all of her custom weapons and armor that I made in the other campaign, so that way you don't have to worry about stuff you've never heard of before. Don't worry.
Cool.
Um,
What was your character's name, Pump? Just real quick. I don't mean to interrupt.
Lyra. It's Ariel spelled backwards.
Great, thanks.
But also a very beautiful name.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
it
legitimate
is.
name.
It's very
Yeah.
It
pretty.
is a legitimate name.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
Lyra
laughing.
Longfin, I
I'm
should
wondering
say.
how we got here.
Lyra Longfin, to be
Okay,
specific.
gotcha.
Because, they had a long fin
Yeah.
when they were a mermaid.
Yeah.
And I should specify her full name is Cassiopeia, but if anyone calls her that, they get a warhammer to the face. So Cassie is what everyone knows her as.
Okay.
That's great.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't mean to cut off. If there's more to say, go ahead.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, Ray, how about you?
Biddy.
Biddy.
She doesn't have a last name. Never was given a last name when she was born. Just
Mhm.
Biddy.
Biddy the mini minotaur.
Yep.
Okay. And Kat, I don't know if you're here or able to speak or listening or anything. You could just pitch a character concept if you want. If you don't have stats set up, and we can deal with it later. Alternately, Pump is offering you a character.
Brock.
Yeah, if
Alice.
you'd like to play as the Thing from the Fantastic Four, basically.
Yeah, he essentially is. He wasn't necessarily meant to be that way. I just wanted to be like a rock beast. They're also Genasi's. Oh, I just realized.
Really, Brock is?
I guess Genasi's are like my most. What?
Brock is? Or
Yeah.
are you talking
Yeah,
about?
Brock is.
I forgot
Well, I
Brock
mean-
was a Genasi. Earth Genasi. Gotcha. Yeah.
Earth Genasi, yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I guess I play a lot of Genasi's now that I think about it.
Yeah. Well, Kat is not responding, so
We could also pitch the idea of Cat being
she's just a
an
cat.
she's a cat, but she's also a druid who's just hanging out as a cat and transforms back into a druid whenever she feels like talking.
Wait, no, cat needs to be a crab. Wait, no, not a crab.
A
A
crab.
lobster.
Yes,
Why a
Sebastian.
He's
lobster?
very good at
Sebastian.
singing.
Oh my gosh, no.
Also, he's a crab. You were correct.
And
the
a
first
bard!
time.
A bard! A bard!
A bard, lobster,
Yes.
crab, druid.
It is a crab?
He's a crab.
Okay.
Oh, we've officially broken D&D.
I mean, that's what it's here for, right?
Yep.
I'm sure that somebody else has done the Ariel thing, but
Uh-huh.
I hope, because I just came up with it by myself, so I hope that
Mhm.
no one has.
Well, as
But
far as
I'm sure
I
that somebody
know,
has.
and I've been playing D&D for almost a decade now, no one has.
Yes, it's so fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well, Kat's character will be in a quantum state of flux at the moment, just like an error text, like a placeholder textures not loaded in, blob that'll, be with you in the party as we begin.
I'm Missing Go from Pokemon.
You're what?
Missing Go from Pokemon.
Oh yeah, that thing, yes. Doesn't that like corrupt your game worse and worse the longer it's in your party though?
I
The
don't
entire
know.
world's gonna start to break down around you. Simulation is breaking. Anyway, so what I know you've described a little bit about your character's personalities as, Cassie being a hothead, Punk
Hmm.
being, I guess, just unable to speak and liking to collect stuff, and Ray,
Yeah,
you didn't
a
talk too much
kleptomaniac
about your
almost.
personality, but I imagine a little Minotaur warrior probably.
She's very um she's not like she's the opposite of excitable. I can't remember the word, but
Stoic?
what?
Mellow.
Yeah,
Stoic?
she's mellow.
Mm-hmm.
She's very mellow, but a happy person. It's hard to get her upset, but she believes that being a maid comes first from being a warrior.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gotcha. Well, I guess you can clean up the party's messes. So, we're gonna say that you guys are a group of mercenaries that somehow or other have found yourself together, even though, with Light's backstory and being ripped from another campaign doesn't make any sense. Sure, whatever. You guys are together like fish out of water, or minotaurs out of their mine, and you've got a mysterious summons, or not really necessarily mysterious, but you've been offered a job basically, and you're being summoned to the um, the palace of the nearby kingdom of Dearth. So, as the arid wind kind of blows across the landscape, bringing with it the taste of grit and camel, replacing all moisture in your mouth, and you make your way across the sloping inclines of the sand dunes, you finally come across the city of Dearth. It is a sprawling city with many little, like, clay baked buildings that kind of stand firm across the landscape, and yet are eroded away by the constant sandblasting and need upkeep every once in a while. There are a bunch of little, like, rickety stick market stalls that have colorful cloth and lovely paints all over the place, and it looks like a very um, quaint little town, I suppose you could say.
Dearth was the mercenary
We
town
hate we
attacking.
hate
We
Dearth.
hate Dearth. Dearth is the worst. Yes,
Okay,
but being
okay. I had
outsiders,
to-
All those
it is up to you
Dearthians.
to decide what your opinions are of this particular place. But as you enter the town, it's clear what they might seem to think of you. It seems as you're entering and you kind of, you know, walk through the midday heat, you are seeing not many people on the street, being that it's kind of the hottest part of the day. Most people are indoors, kind of taking a brief siesta. But the people who are out have like little dark cloth face coverings on, and they're kind of eyeing you with suspicion at the outsiders, and they kind of, give you a wary glance, promising retaliation should there be any trouble. You see a man, half orc, who's kind of, fingering a coal bead of his ember necklace, potentially enchanted in some way. And you see some other, a group of orcs just kind of sitting at a table, sipping a drink, underneath the shade of a awning. And nobody really pays you any mind, but everyone has their eyes on you as you make your way down the somewhat deserted street towards the central palace high on the top of the hill. There are a couple of walls that you make your way past, talking your way past the guards and showing them your official letter of summons. Um, but nobody gives you any trouble. It seems that this town, judging by the, gaunt faces and um, lack of general supplies at the moment, that there's a famine in town. At least that's what you've heard. And people seem to be kind of grim in their dispositions. So, um, is there any particular thoughts that you might have as you're kind of coming to this place? It's up to you if you are from far off and you don't know anything about this town, or if you know things about it, or if you have incredibly strong dislike for it, like if you're from playing another character.
Um, Mander is back. She was asking what she was.
You are whatever you want to be. We currently said that you're just kind of a glitching, like textures haven't loaded in. You're something. We don't know what you are. So whatever you want to be, just let us know. Um, yeah. You could just be like a carbon copy, another Control C, Control V of Ananias, his alternate clone. Yeah. Just let us know. Were you listening to the setup of where you are and what you're doing? Ha 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 ha.
um,
I think Cassie is there is kind of walking around, just like, well, this place is depressing.
You wouldn't imagine it's always like this, but at the current moment, tensions seem rough based on the rumors of war you've been hearing in the past couple of weeks. And
Does
it's midday, so everyone's kind of hiding from the intense bake of the sun that you are currently right in the middle of.
does Layra see any like knickknacks or like jewelry around, like any like utensils, pottery, stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. The market stalls are largely kind of open out in the main street as you're kind of walking past. So you see lots of stalls that are currently not manned, as everyone's kind of taking a break. Um, and though your hands are kind of cracking, you can't help but like be interested in some of these shiny objects you see. Many of which are weapons actually of some kind, whether enchanted or otherwise. And there's also lots of just very very vibrantly colorful objects, pottery, um, knickknacks, yeah, all kinds of things that draw your attention. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or you just want
Um,
to?
I just needed a little bit of flavor. I don't want to steal is the thing,
Ah.
but
Mhm.
if there's any like stalls or something that like look like they have broken items, I might like, nab it or something.
Mhm. Yeah, there are some kind of garbage heaps behind some of the buildings that have like broken bits of pottery, still with the same vibrant colors, but just no longer usable for containing liquids or anything. Not that liquids
Hmm.
are necessarily common in the desert.
Okay.
Yeah, would you like to take a quick stop and see what you can find in the alley behind one of these buildings?
Um, no, it's okay. I'll just stick with the group. I don't
I
think
mean,
I'm gonna get
if
too
you look like
distracted.
if you
If
look like
there's
you're
something
stopping,
incredibly shiny, is the thing. It needs to be like shiny,
Mm,
like Moana kind of shiny.
Like
shiny.
like like shiny type stuff where it's just like, oh, that would be like on the end of like a fishing hook, Like that type of shiny.
So
ah.
bait.
Oh no, wait. Oh, wow.
uh, Biddy would like to look at the stalls, and she says out loud, I wonder if there's any feather dusters. I need new ones.
Good luck cleaning the entire desert with constant sand being blown everywhere.
That's why
I,
she needs new feather dusters.
I just realized we're playing the girl squad right now.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, unless Cat ruins it.
yeah.
Mm.
Um, but if Biddy stops, Cassie would too, and she'd peruse at the weapons.
hmm Yeah, there's currently no one manning the stall, but you see just someone kind of watchfully gazing at you from, the opposite corner of the clearing, and they're just kind of, watching you as you look over a large span of spears. Looks like there's all the different kinds of metal spears with different kind of like engravings and colors embedded into the handles, tightly wrapped with leather.
Under her breath, she's just muttering, "Trash, trash, trash."
Wow, okay.
Okay,
Absolute racism.
decent, trash.
Wow.
Well,
Okay,
as
being
Biddy
a blacksmith,
notices
yeah.
that she's doing that, Biddy then whispers to her, what about my sword? You see a long sword on her back.
Mm, I mean, I can make it better for you. Longsword, couple hours probably.
Ooh, that sounds like a good idea. It'll help me very much in my maid duties.
I'm gonna pretend like that made sense.
How
I
does a
think I'm just a
sword help with your
spectator as
maid
well.
duties?
That's why Cassie doesn't want to take
Uh,
any further than that.
Mander decided just to be a spectator.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were reading what I was also reading. Yeah, that's fine, Kat. Absolutely. Okay. Well, one last thing off my mental load. Okay, so yeah, you are making your way towards the palace. Unless did you say you were? I'm sorry, my brain got flip flopped. Are we still at the
Did I
market?
see any feather dusters?
I will say yes. You do see some like things kind of woven out of like feathers and other animal products, but they're all kind of like um very durable. So there's like one of those dream catcher type things. There's a duster. Uh, various other
I'd like to pick up the duster and examine it. How good is the duster?
um how
Remember, I'm a
good is
maid.
it?
I'm a high tier maid.
So
I
you
will
would know.
know if it's good.
I would say it is below standard.
Well, this is trash.
That's what I was saying.
uh, I don't think anyone in Dearth really knows the concept of completely clean. You can teach them. You can show them the proper ways.
it's a dirty place.
Exactly.
Okay, well, I guess I'm done perusing if I don't see any good.
Yeah. Alas, no tools up to your standards.
Okay, I feel like we can boogie.
Yes, very well. So you move on towards the capital or the palace where you've been summoned by the leadership of Dearth. Your letter promises good pay for a important mission, as long as it is able to be kept secret. So, as you make your way to the palace, you see once again some more judgmental and suspicious faces, but once you show them your credentials, they allow you through begrudgingly. Ray's gone. Oh, okay. The people that you see are almost entirely orcs, half orcs, and some humans. But it's all kind of like the races that you would normally consider to be like the fringes of society, the outcasts. Those are the kinds of peoples that you're seeing within this population. So you make your way to the palace, and some great stone
To
doors are.
respond to what you said about them looking like they're low lives and things,
Mhm.
Betty's going to mumble under her breath. It's a good thing Master's not here.
Oof. Yikes. So you the doors, great stone doors of the palace open before you, and you are ushered into the presence of the leadership, and there's a council of people with some nice feathered headdresses on the backs of their chairs, and they're kind of like, that's the way you want to go. They point at a small office off to the side where supposedly the actual person who summoned you is, and as you're kind of brought into that side room, um, there are two guards kind of motionlessly, passively staring off into the the distance, pretending that they're not able to make eye contact with anyone, one in each corner of the room, and behind a large stack of papers rises from his seat a pink tiefling, the current leader of Dearth. And the door closes behind you. The man stands from his seat, kind of looking you over, and then he goes, "Hi, my name is Alucard. It's so wonderful to make your acquaintance. Thank you very much for coming. You're the adventurers I sent for. Is that correct?"
Layra waves and smiles.
Do you have a picture for this pink tiefling?
um, I've started to pack up all my possessions, so I'm
That's fine.
a little
Okay.
frazzled. I do not have one that's specifically accurate, but I have one that's close.
I'll take close. I want to see if he's.
This one is drawn with a different facial expression than he should have.
Aww.
He looks more genuine in this particular um, situation. But yeah, he's
He looks like a friend.
absolute friend. Yes, so he is a pink
Bibby.
tiefling.
Curtsies.
Uh, Cassie goes to dab him up.
Dabble up. What?
Like that?
Do it again.
Like a dab?
No, kind of like
That.
where you like it's like a handshake. You dab him
Oh,
up.
oh, the like handshake and then the
Yeah.
like cup thing. Yeah, got you.
We're old people. We don't know that stuff.
I work with middle schoolers. It's kind of.
Fair
We
enough.
got to dress like kids on Wednesday because it was a spirit day, and it was kids dressed like teachers and teachers dressed like kids. So I had a bag of Takis and like a black shirt and like we had our AirPods in, we had our blankets, and we were all like, "Let's go skip in the bathroom and the electives." The kids hate it; it's their least favorite day of the year. And I had like these little cheap sunglasses on, and like, I had a bag of Takis and I was rustling, and every time they asked for my attention, I'd be like, "What'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say?
Oof.
Can I go to this other teacher's classroom to turn in this work right now? Because if I don't, I'll die." And they'll be like, "Put your AirPod away, Miss H." And I'm like, "Sorry, I'm texting my dog. I can't. It's okay. I'm texting my dog. It's fine. I'm allowed to." And they're like, "This is the worst thing that ever happened to us." I'm like, "Yeah, it's my favorite day of the year."
Yeah, no wonder if they have to be dressed up like all proper or whatever, and then on top of that, all the teachers are acting crazy.
So one of our 6th grade teachers sent the whole staff an email and is like, "What's up, dogs? If you stop by my room, dab me up. Skibbity toilet. Peace."
Not the skibbity.
Oh my
Not
Dylan,
the
gosh.
skibbity.
Dylan says goodbye. He's leaving for his meeting.
Bye, Dylan.
Oh, bye.
He's waving. And now he's trying to throw
Did you
a
tell
cat.
him that I'm Ariel?
Pump is playing Ariel.
Ariel's in the sky?
No.
Oh, Ariel the mermaid. Got it.
Yes, Ariel the mermaid.
You know, you know what you need to send them? That game that Thompson wanted us to do one day.
I'm not sending them the maid RPG. I'm not. You
I've
can
already
do
been
it.
sent that by someone else.
I don't have a link.
You can find one. You're a smart boy. He's like, send them the maid RPG. I'm not doing that. Anyways.
Yeah, so he cordially shakes your hand and dabs up or whatever, and yeah,
Cordially dabs up.
yeah, as one does.
Even the fact that he attempted skyrockets his Cassie's evaluation of him.
Yeah, he seems like he's genuinely smiling. He's very like happy, optimistic, bubbly in his personality, like way more so than you would ever expect for like a war-torn culture and a people whose like entire philosophy seems to be kind of warfare based. So yeah, the fact that he is as good a being as he seems to be is just, absolutely shocking to, anyone who hasn't heard of him or met him before, which I assume would be all of you in this case. So he's very happy to see you, and he goes, "Thank you so much for coming. I have been needing some people who are not, of my typical messenger type to deliver an important message for me, because we've been having some trouble with the nearby kingdom of Lunimus, and I do want to try to reach out to them and make peace before things get any more unpleasant than they have to. But, well, it just seems that things have not been going well. Our messengers have been disappearing, and I wonder if it has something to do. Maybe things would go better if they weren't an orc, or if they weren't a half orc, or even a tiefling. So I've been considering other methods to go about this, but, well, when the foot has to be put down, the foot has to be put down. So I was hoping I could hire some people to find an unconventional way to deliver some messages or force some contact, I suppose. Because we have not had very much contact with the neighboring kingdom, and I just want to force some dialogue somehow, even if it's, not by conventional means and typical mail. So, yes, I have a very important letter for you all, and he just kind of hands you like this large sealed envelope that seems kind of like almost like wood is the texture of the outside of it. So durable and strong is the outer envelope of this paper, sealed with a wax seal, and he just kind of hands it to you all. I would like you to bring this um, to Lunimus, or sneak it to whoever's in charge, if you can. I know they've had some leadership issues lately, from what I've heard. Um, yes, get it to them however you can. Sneak it into the city. Just get it to someone who can give it to them. I don't know. Something hasn't been going well with our previous attempts at communication, so, well, we are just hoping for the best. Yes.
That sounds pretty simple. Just hand over letter to person in charge.
It
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
Layra takes it.
Yes, very good. I was hoping that I could, enlist the help of someone who thinks a little differently from the usual crowd I've got, and, well, you were the first people I could find, so I do appreciate your willingness to help out, and you will, of course, be fairly compensated. Which, in this case, what would you guys say would be fair compensation that would interest you in such a menial task? Maybe 50
Is this
gold?
is this you as EJ asking or
This
him
is
asking?
me asking your characters, not him asking.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 50 gold's fine.
It's not like a super.
Layra is going to open up her bag and then like show like some seashells and stuff and be like and point at them.
Yes, those are very lovely. What are those?
And then point at herself.
No,
You want
she want
those?
yes, if you got any.
And then she shakes her
Oh,
head, yes.
you know, I think so you would like to be paid with those, is what you're saying. I think we may have some. Very
She
old ones.
smiles.
Well, fair enough.
Anything that you choose to pay me must go to my master.
Very well. How can I get in contact with your master then?
You already have his contact. He sent me on his behalf.
Oh, I see. Well, lovely then. I'll send it to the last person I contacted then. Um,
And I guess if money is something we can choose to accept, I'd rather just be paid in some metal. The more unique, the better.
Truly. Well, how convenient. Well, convenient except for the mines just having been flooded. But we do have electrum as our main thing that we make our weapons out of. So, if you're interested in electrum, we have plenty of that. Does that interest you?
Yeah, yeah. Try smithing something out of electrum.
Very well. It makes the best weapons. So, I will be sure to get you some raw materials
Yeah,
in
when
that
when he says it makes the best weapon, she makes a face.
aspect.
She like makes like a well.
Yeah, cultural differences. So, yeah, he actually goes around his desk and kind of talks to one of the guards real quick and asks them something, and they kind of scurry off to go fetch presumably either seashells or maybe metal. Um, and then he goes, "Rightio then, is there anything else that you need from me? Basically, I would just recommend that you try to find an unconventional way to accomplish this feat rather than the usual, because something has clearly been happening to my usual messengers. But maybe you would be strong enough to get through if there is someone just assassinating messengers willy-nilly on the road. So,
Directions, map,
north.
great.
You'll find it. It's pretty obvious. It's an entire just mountain range, and there's very clear giant like golden observatories or something on there. You can't miss it.
I can handle north.
Yes. There's also a fair amount of troops coming and going from that way these days, unfortunately. So he just kind of sighs with like the weight of the world kind of coming back across his face. Yes, you should be able to find it relatively quickly.
Do you
Mia's
think you're looking
lights.
for maids? Because that could be one way to get in.
Do you think I could handle being a maid?
I can make you
No.
look like one of the best maids there are under my tutelage.
Yeah.
I
Good luck getting
I mean
under your
I mean this I mean this with the most respect possible. I would rather die.
Understandable. After a few
Well,
moments,
the way of the maid is not for everyone.
a guard comes back holding like an entire like it looks like a drawer basically, like someone's taken out a foot by foot drawer of like just a bunch of look like different kinds of shells. They are all a little like drab. They kind of look like fossils more so than the original types of colorful shells that there might have been, but they are still very interesting, like different shapes, very well preserved, and there's just like an entire array of fossils, and the guard just kind of presents them to you. Lyra, Lyria? How did you pronounce it?
Lyra.
Lyra. Yeah, so he kind of like leans down and presents it to you, and Alucard says, "Do any of these interest you, good lady?"
Um, she kind of just smiles and maybe points at a couple of them.
Sure. Yeah, he graciously allows you to take as many as you want, and whichever ones you want.
He takes them all.
All of them, yes. Shake, shake, shake into your bag. Yeah. A couple
Let's
of
just
them
hope
maybe
this
break.
doesn't cause any issues for any stealth operations we need.
Clanky, clank, clank.
Well, she puts
Giant
it into
maraca.
her materials bag, which is was previously mostly empty because she has to use a lot of
Mm.
stuff for speaking, which she has not activated yet.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Well, you got some fodder now for it, assuming that fossils work for it. Which, for the sake of not being able to communicate with you, I will say yes, they do.
Yes. Well, I mean, she's doing fine right now.
Very true. I just don't want to end up with another Mama Swizzle situation.
This is worse.
How, I mean, is it though? Just being able to
I
say
mean,
one
in some
per-
ways, it's much better. And I think at the very least, it's funnier.
Yeah, because with Mama Swizzle, all her context was put out of context because of QZ.
I mean, he understood you very well.
Well, good luck, my friends. I will see you again soon. Feel free to come by anytime. I often have a need for adventures, and well, we've been having other issues like our dam breaking and our mines being flooded, and now drought for our crops, and so there's all kinds of things that we could use adventures for. So feel free to come back if you need another job later.
Cool.
If
All
my
right.
master sends me.
Very well. We will get you the plate metal upon your arrival. It'll be quite a substantial amount, I would say.
Like finger guns and like a little tiny flame at the end that she just produces. Just like, all right.
Oh, I like that.
Blows off the gun.
Nice.
All right. Well, I mean, let's act like a tree and get the heck out of here. EJ, the original expression is "let's act like a tree and leave."
Yeah, but
but
even that's not right.
It is. Let's act like a tree and leave.
Make like a
but-
tree, I thought.
Oh,
The tree. Oh my gosh, whatever.
I don't know. That's how we say it. In my family, we say, "Let's act like a tree and get the heck out of here."
Yeah, I think that's from Back to the Future, isn't it?
I don't know.
Whatever. It's probably been come up
I'm
many times.
I've been working on going through spells for this,
Mhm.
and something that I'm running across is that at level 7, it doesn't seem like I get any level 5 spells, which is what telepathic bond is. So are you fine with me giving up like 2 level 4 spells for a level 5, or just like add it in place of a level 4?
How
If the
about
only
we
level 5 spell
say
you know is telepathic bond, I feel like we'd be okay. And we just
Yeah,
say
I
you
feel
don't
like
use
it.
that spell slot for anything else.
sure?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
I'm
I
just
was
saying
just gonna
like
say we have a magic item for you, like maybe that shell around your neck lets you cast it or something.
no,
I don't
no,
know.
no, 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 no,
No?
no.
Okay.
It has to. Otherwise, she wouldn't be a wizard. She is a wizard because she learned that she can use magic to speak to people, with her mind. That's why she became a wizard.
Okay.
Instead of
Gotcha.
speak with animals, she casts speak with humans.
Yes. Gotcha.
Essentially.
Okay. Sure, we'll say that you have that spell. Why not?
Now, alternatively, there is a cantrip that I can whisper a message to somebody, but if I can't really whisper, I feel like that doesn't really count. But we could say like a think whisper is kind of a whisper, but only that one person would be able to hear it, is the thing.
Yes. Yeah, it would have to be individually at a time. Does telepathic link work with multiple people?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah,
Up
yeah, you
to
can have
8
that.
willing creatures
Cool.
chosen within range.
Sounds good. So,
Psychologically linking creatures all together. So actually everybody would be able to communicate. Oh,
wow.
that's what we should do. We should make it a level 4 by it's a one-way communication. Other people can't telepathically communicate. So it's like it's me to them to me, but it's not everybody else to everybody else. That's how we'll do it. Now that's a level 4 spell.
Sure. Yeah. Would you want it to be even less powerful? Just you can communicate to them, but they can't communicate telepathically to you. They can only speak normally to you.
Sure. Yeah, that would be fine as well.
Sure.
We'll call it telepath-ish.
Telepathish.
Telepathic.
Telepathish.
Telepathish. Telepathish.
You're just full
Okay.
of jokes today, aren't you, Pump?
Always.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Well, what would you guys like to do? You are now free to do as you will.
I mean, I think we get out.
Make like a tree and get out of here. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So you leave the
this place is
office, leave the
it's
palace,
depressing.
step back out into the blinding sun reflecting off the shiny grains of sand and into the blazing heat of the noonday sun. And yeah, most of the buildings ahead of you are still, you're like taller than all of them at this point, being on the top of a large natural kind of mesa, looking down upon the city. And you can see, all the various colors and sights and flags waving in the whistling breeze. Yeah, do you want to?
Can I roll a perception check, Mr. DM, to see
Sure.
if there's any like people who are a little too interested that a group of strangers have walked in and out of the castle?
Hmm. Well, the people who are nearby you are currently only guards. There are no other just
I
random
guess
passerbys.
maybe
So,
as we get as we get down further, like amongst the people, because you said there was
yeah.
a few people out.
Yeah, there are some people kind of out, but they're usually kind of trying to stay under the awnings, out of the sun as much as they can.
I rolled a 24 to see if any of them were giving us
I
bad
mean,
juju's.
everybody's looking at you and is like, not trusting of outsiders, but it doesn't seem abnormal. Like they're more interested in you than they should be in a suspicious kind of way.
I wave at a few of them.
Um, yeah, I will say there is one guy who he just gives you bad vibes, man. He's just kind of like
Is
got
he an orc, a human, a dwarf?
he is an orc. He's a full orc with like very dark skin and it's almost black, like so dark green that it almost looks like black skin, and he's just kind of like um he's almost glaring more than, suspiciously keeping an eye on you.
He especially gets a wave.
What's your
Like a
character's name
really
again, Mike?
big Cassie. Yeah.
he's he's gonna kind of like be taken aback a little bit, and the fact that you're like so openly like I guess friendly or at least confrontational kind of seems to earn his respect a little bit, and he gives a slight nod back.
She looks over at Lyra and Biddy. Does anyone Zrekin the orc?
Does anyone what on the orc?
Instead of saying Zrekin die Deutsch, which is German, she said, "Does
Oh,
anyone speak orc?"
Oh,
I do
Layra
apologize, lady.
smiles.
Just in case we run into any friends who don't want to be friends.
I do apologize, my lady, but I only know my home language in common.
What's your home language?
Moo!
Ah,
That's pretty good.
I killed the damn.
you just get
oh my gosh.
she blinks once, gives you an okay sign, and then just
It's an entire language
acts,
consisting of just one word.
acts like it never happened.
Uh, I'm moved, man.
But her moo was so loud it like echoed throughout the marketplace.
Oh dear. The echoes are quickly drowned out by the wind, but yes, there's all the claws are shook by a moo that kind of sends their dust into the breeze.
I only know 4. I can speak all of them if I take some time, but I
That
gotta
is
spell.
very impressive, my lady.
Don't call me impressive. I actually don't like that. That made me uncomfortable. We need to leave.
My apologies, my lady.
she's like rubbing her nose and like clearly does not enjoy the
She's
formalities.
The type of person who doesn't like
No.
people complimenting them.
No, I mean she doesn't mind compliments about like legitimate stuff, but just being like a person is like no, get me out of here.
If only we had Mama Swizzle too, then it would be the perfect dysfunctional group.
Aww.
No speaking at all, very formal, very informal, and then Mama Swizzle.
Then Mama Swizzle. By the way, my lady, how are you doing under this sun's beating down?
If you're talking to
Layra shrugs. She's doing fine. Not really sweating too much.
And you, Lady Cassidy?
I love the heat, man. Sun, the fire, feels good. I'm like a lizard resting on a rock, and like I feel warm for once in my life. Now
Hallelujah. Represent.
put me in the snow, and I will die. No, I won't die. I'll just go into hibernation. Yeah, this is pretty normal temp from where I'm from, so it's like whatever. Then she just like shakes her hand with like the pinky and the thumb out extended, like
Like
a
this.
skater. Yeah, like just like that. So I guess we leave Dearth.
Yep, dirt.
Dirt.
Yes, you make your way north into the blazing desert. There is a pretty clear path, surprisingly enough. There's like a kind of worn path of stone that is kind of visible just for a little ways into the desert. And then between the dunes, there's kind of a little path that is slightly lower than the surrounding countryside. And while the dunes do tend to move, so you might have to cross over a dune every once in a while, the straight line of where you're traveling is pretty clear nonetheless. So you all make your way towards the north, into the desert. It is pretty rough, just in terms of like the heat is, well, maybe not to a lizard, but it is it is really uncomfortable. The amount of heat at the moment, and the wind is not helping. It's kind of like sending sandpapery blasts against your skin everywhere that's not covered. So pulling up your maid bonnet might be a useful course of action.
Well, you can see that I don't have a maid bonnet, and I am suffering. But I've tried my best to keep my composure the whole time. But I'm wearing a maid suit on top of armor, on top of underwear. So it's like I'm sweating.
Oh dear. Um, yes. Could I have everybody roll me perception as you're
You
on your
got
way?
it.
Everybody.
Thank you, thank you.
Perception. Oh no!
Oh no.
I didn't roll that well. It's not the end of the world or anything. It's just not good.
Mm-hmm.
That's an
It's just not a
18.
good roll.
Nice.
13.
Okay.
I have 10,
10.
Wait a minute.
but I rolled a 6.
Does my whatchamacallit, I saw one of my archetypes telling me that strength, dexterity, or constitution check. Oh, never mind. Never mind.
One second. I'm trying to look for something. Well, heck it, I guess we're gonna go with that. I guess I'll show what I'm doing real quick. One second. So, as you're going, you got a 19, Ray?
No, I got 13.
Oh,
I got an 18.
13, 18, and 10. Gotcha. As you're going along your path, you eventually see in the distance, or at least some of you begin to see in the distance, a bit of sand getting kicked up, some kind of disturbance ahead, and you hear vaguely over the whistling wind the clash of weapons, the call of battle, the screams falling silent. Let me go
But-
ahead and share my screen.
By the way, Biddy's backstory is that she is formerly lieutenant in a military army, so she's aware of battles and stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
That's a goat.
Yeah, I was looking for a minotaur. I was like, where the frick is a minotaur? Surely there's a minotaur. I found a goat instead. So, anybody see a minotaur here? There's centaurs. There's whatever that is. A yeti. That's a wolf.
Can you not use that little search bar on the top left there?
I could, but it is very annoying because if you don't get the exact proper name for something, it just doesn't. It tries to autocorrect. Look, I'm typing MIN. It's like, hey, did you mean mind? No, I do not want mind. I want minotaur. Aha!
That is
There
annoying.
is in fact a minotaur.
Yay.
There it is. Oh, he's really big though. I can make him smaller.
Yes. She's only about 4'5".
There we go, baby minotaur. And what would you like to represent you, Thump?
A goldfish.
Minotaur fish.
There's a narwhal.
That works. Well, no.
Narwhal,
You know, it shouldn't be a
narwhal.
narwhal. It should be like a dolphin.
We could
if
do dolphin.
anything.
Beautiful.
Yeah, dolphin, if anything.
Nice. There's also
This
this little
is-
like fish guy.
Oh, that's a murloc.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let me set him to a color for you. Orange for you. This is the best I found for you. Are you okay with this light?
Yeah, red. Give her red.
Red for
Yeah.
you. Nice. And then for little guy, do you want purple?
Yeah, let's do purple.
Okay, cool. Cool. So, combat. You're hearing sounds, you're seeing things. What would you like to do to prepare for whatever might be coming up ahead? Or nothing, if you just want to, like, skirt around the sand dunes and ignore her entirely.
I mean, I'm kind of interested in what kind of skirmish is going on. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to
You're
put
going
a hit. No, I'm gonna hold my warhammer, and I'm gonna channel my blessing of the forge into it, meaning I get an additional +1 to hit.
Hooray!
Nice.
As I see her readying, I ready my longsword.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Anything you do, Pumpkin?
I think I will now at this point take the time to set up my telepathic communication.
Mm-hmm. Would this be the first time that your friends have heard you speak, or have you done this before?
If we've been friends for a while, then no.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I'm probably the latecomer in the group because the only reason why I'm here is my master told me to go ahead and represent him.
Gotcha. Yeah, you never know when you might need a maid in some adventure party.
Cruisy.
Cool to be friends with a mermaid.
You got a mermaid and a regular maid. And then murder.
Judas, no.
Alright, so ahead of
Man.
you, you see, kind of fading into view as you progress, the visage, almost like a mirage of the kind of shiny ground now allowing you to see a woman in a pink dress with some kind of like battle, shoulder pads or whatever, and but she's relatively low armored, and she's kind of like doing some kind of magic that looks to those arcane of you like almost like forbidden magic or something. You just see a flash of like weird purple blast kind of expand around her, and several figures kind of drop to the ground dead. I didn't have like actual people, so I've got skeletons. Those are dead people. But it seems the battle
doesn't
is.
know too much about magic herself. She leaves the magic to her comrades.
Mm-hmm.
That does not look very cash money.
But as they fall,
Roll for cash money.
more people kind of pop out from like crags in the rocks, and it seems that whatever battle is occurring is not over yet. This woman seems to be kind of trying to back away down the street towards you guys, as in fact she is being kind of accosted by unknown attackers. Would you like to do anything in particular? She has not spotted you at this point.
Is she wearing any sort of like dress or garb that we've like seen like back in Dearth, or is she wearing something that seems like she's from a different location?
It doesn't look very Dearthian, just based on the cultural look. This, whereas most of the garb of Dearth was like, kind of some skin showing because it's the desert. There's less necessarily like all skin covered, and also they would have like either bright colors or like trying to deal with the sun kind of colors, so like darks or whites. She's just kind of wearing like a standard European medieval type, just like a nice aristocratic kind of dress.
And do we see any of the attackers at all?
Yes, they're starting to kind of peek out from behind the rocks that they managed to gain cover from temporarily, but they're kind of peeking out and accosting her. It looks like if she had any allies, they have fallen amidst the battle, leaving only enemies to face her. There's in total about, it's hard to tell, maybe like 5 of them.
Can we tell what type they are?
Through the haze, it's hard to tell. You can tell that they are armed. They have weapons in their hands, some, like axes and
And there's
whatever.
no distinctive features that we can see from here.
They appear to have more traditional Dirthian garb, and they seem to all be exclusively orcs and half-orcs as well.
Okay, seeing how we've been told that messengers might have been killed among this path, and how that's been an issue in communicating, Cassie's going to assume that this is another attempt to make peace talks fail. She's very good at making rapid assumptions very quickly, and she's going to try to charge forward to offer some sort of aid or protection.
Okay.
As you're running, Biddy is running behind you, and she's yelling, "Who are we aiding?"
The one in trouble!
I imagine my ritual is all done.
Mm-hmm.
Since, I mean, it's just, simple stuff.
Gotcha.
Kind of crushed some shells in my hand and whatnot. So, I will speak. Hello, allies. I am speaking to you with my mind. But you should be
I love that for you, let's go!
Dolphin noises intensify. Okay, so you're charging forward along the path towards the woman who seems to be in trouble. As you do get closer, you see some of the fallen bodies do appear to have the armor of members of Lunimus. If you're familiar with that, at least you see the crescent symbol on some of their armor. Though that might not necessarily mean something to you unless you're kind of familiar with the area and, what some of these kingdoms might stand for.
Moon equals good.
Moon equal good.
Hooray!
Yes, if you're racist towards Darth people.
Well,
Poor Alucard.
it says her brother's a Twilight cleric, so she sees Moon. It's like, Moon, good.
Ah, yes, Moon good. Good at positive
good.
association.
Moon good, Moon safe.
She says that out loud.
Yum, yum, yum.
No, she says that more to herself. She's like, oh, Moon good.
Mm-hmm.
As if
And do
that
I hear her?
reaffirms. Yeah, you probably do.
Okay. Then
But it
she's
probably
going to
reaffirms her
follow you.
ability to, her mental mindset to run forward and protect this lady.
Mm-hmm. I'll say nothing seems to really occur of note until you guys get close enough to be able to speak, call out over the wind to this lady and ask her, communicate with her if you want. She's still facing away from you because it seems like she was backing away a little bit from most of her attackers. So she probably is still unaware of your presence. What would you like to do?
Can we see any of the enemies at this point?
Yeah, they are also advancing upon you guys, trying to get to her as they are, moving around.
Then I'm going to call out Duck as I let a guiding bolt rip out to one of the nearby enemies to hit them.
Cool. Who are you targeting? Who are you targeting?
Who is within 120 feet of me?
Everyone
all.
except
Your friends.
everyone except I'd say these guys who are in the back. This guy and this guy.
Probably whoever looks like they're about to attack her next.
Okay, that might be this guy who's kind of
Okay.
yeah. He's partially in cover, but not really. He's trying
And
to come
I
out.
will attack that person.
Cool. Okay, you cast Guiding Bolt and you yell duck. This lady kind of turns around, hearing your voice, and immediately ducks, seeing you already mid-cast of the spell, and it goes flying over her head. Do you roll to hit on that one, or does he roll to dodge?
I rolled a hit.
Okay. Where did I put my dice? Oh, they're packed up. Great. I'll have to use fake dice.
That's an 18. I did not roll well.
Okay. You rolled an 18 that did not roll well, you said?
I didn't roll well. I rolled a 10 plus 8.
Plus 8.
Yeah, I've got a plus 5 to the wisdom, and then our 3 proficiency mod.
Unsurprisingly, that does in fact hit.
Oh, sweet.
Good to hear that you have no chance of missing. Actually, could I have everybody roll initiative? That would probably be good to
Oh
do.
yeah. Here, let me roll my
Does she
damage.
get surprised?
Yes,
at
this is
Oh my goodness.
kind of inserting you guys in the combat. What?
My dice do be bad today.
Oof.
I rolled a 3.
A 3.
Total.
Okay.
Total.
I rolled an 8, and that's with a -1.
Okay. How about you, Ray?
You got a
19.
19.
Okay. My pen stopped writing. Why? Okay,
It's
so we got
okay. I got a surprise round off.
Ray, then Light, then
Here's the spell that I made for you, by the way, EJ. Just so you can be aware.
I've got so many tabs to look through.
It's sent it on Discord in the full group chat.
Cool. Thanks. I'll deal with it later. I assume I don't need to think about it right now.
You can forge a one-way telepathic link among up to 8 willing creatures of your choice within range, psychologically linking your thoughts to the creature for the duration. Yada 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 yada.
Yeah. Okay, so Guiding Bolt strikes this man directly in the center of the forehead, and he
Yeah,
just kind of
this-
falls backward,
this-
knocking his headphones off his head in the process.
This big crackling bolt of like red energy just like
Ooh.
lances forward and just with a almost spear tip point at the end smacks into him for 15 radiant damage.
Okay.
Youchers.
15 radiant damage.
They also, anyone who attacks them has advantage against them until the end of my next turn.
Yeah. With a blinding light kind of exploding across his eyes, he just seems like disoriented for a moment, kind of like completely off his guard and wobbling slightly as he's been temporarily kind of, dissuaded from his attack by some unknown additions to the fight. The lady quickly calls out, "Who are you people? Friend or foes?
I guess friend.
Good enough for me?"
Well, I've already casted my telepathic, unfortunately, so they were not a willing creature at the time.
Alas. Oh well. So, first up in the round order is this guy in the very back. He's going to kind of wave his hands and like conjure some kind of like twirling mass of electricity that kind of spins around his head like a lasso, which he then releases like a hula hoop, just like a circle of light, kind of zapping forward like a saw blade looking. And he's trying to aim for the lady, but I guess that technically won't hit anybody else if it does miss, judging by the location of where she is. So let's see how this goes. It would help if I roll the right die. It does appear that it narrowly misses her, but she's already kind of bearing the signs that she's been in this combat for a while. She's bleeding in some places, her dress is kind of ripped and tattered, she's got dirt just like caked all across half of her body, and she just looks exhausted, so she's kind of like holding her arm a little bit. Now that she's closer to you, you can kind of assess her injuries a little bit, and she looks like she's kind of a little bit at her breaking point. But even despite that, her face is, determined, and she manages to kind of sidestep this attack, which had an incredible amount of telegraph time, so it doesn't really bother her all that much. And as she kind of steps back closer to you guys, the other warriors continue to advance upon your position, one of which has a ranged weapon, the one up here. He kind of fires a crossbow bolt at the newcomers, so look out, Cassie. He's going to try to hit you with that. Does a 18 hit?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. What is your AC, just out of curiosity?
Currently it's 19.
19 AC.
Wow.
Okay, very good.
It can get worse if it's not good enough.
Okay, so once again, with a rather large amount of telegraphing, this bolt comes whizzing through the air, gets blown slightly off course by the wind, but it can be a problem. But at least you're aware of the danger as this bolt kind of whizzes and hits the sand nearby, sticking into it. Oh
An
no!
arrow.
How dare! Yes.
Was that supposed to hit me?
I forgot this character is just built out of sass.
Now, my lady, we're just here to whoop their asses.
So these warriors kind of approach more closely. This is the best I can do as far as mounting this guy on a camel. But
okay.
he starts coming closer. Whoa. Physics do not apply in this world, apparently.
It's like, Kyle, do you have a wedgie? That looks uncomfortable.
And there's a big old scorpion that's also kind of clattering across the stones, and looks very angry. these guys are going to continue remaining in the back, kind of partially covered. So we're up to the lady's turn. She goes, Lillian, by the way, and she kind of waves her hands again, and
What'd you say?
her name's
Lillian.
Lillian.
Oh.
And Lyra smiles and waves.
She kind of waves in the midst of casting another spell. It seems like a rather weak one in comparison to what you just witnessed a moment ago, whether or not you were supposed to. And a small bolt of what looks like ice kind of shoots from her hand and targets this guy over here. Maybe I should have gone for the one that's closer, but... Sorry. She should probably aim for the one that's closer. That just makes sense. So, yeah, she'll aim at the one that's, imminently getting closer. And she'll have advantage on that attack. So, wow.
Why would she have advantage?
Because Guiding Bolt. So everyone
okay.
gets advantage on their next attack against her until the end of her next turn. Is that right?
Yeah, start of my turn.
Start of your turn. Got it. Cool. Okay. So, yeah, she manages to hit this guy in the chest with a kind of bolt of icy magic, which kind of freezes against his chest and then explodes outward, sending little shards of ice into the bottom of his chin and across his arms, causing even more little bleeding damage. And he kind of stumbles forward, wobbling a little more as he's attempting to prepare himself. But he's still up for now. So, we're now up to Ray, then Light, then Pump. Ray, what would you like to do?
Do I notice the camel rider?
Yes.
How far is the camel rider from
He's
me?
about 20 feet.
Oh. Okay, question. I have the ability to do an extra attack. If I were to rush up to someone, would I still be able to do that extra attack?
If you dash up to him?
Yeah. Because
that
one
would
of my
take your
abilities require me to dash first.
I mean, you can dash, but then do you have multiple actions to be able to do the dash and then also attack?
Well, extra attack is an extra attack.
No, so extra attack is you have to attack,
Uh-huh.
and if
And
you
then
take
you
the
can
attack action, then you can attack for however many extra attacks you get. But you cannot dash and then attack. That's not how that
Well,
works.
what's
Unfortunately.
going to happen is I'm going to be using Goring Rush, requires me to use the dash action, and then it attacks as a bonus action.
Okay, then yeah, then you should be able to extra attack with that.
Okay, that's what I want to do then. I'm going to, I'm just going to bellow a big meow, and then I just rush up with my horns out against the camel itself. I'm aiming straight for the camel,
Okay.
and
Oh,
I'm going to
oh no.
gore rush it.
Okay. I love how it actually looks like you wait, hang on.
Yeah.
See, he dives forward. So yeah, you'll charge straight up to the camel.
Okay, melee attack.
The camel's actually really big compared to you.
Yeah, but I've got strength +5.
Mm-hmm. Where are you aiming on this camel? Like the legs, the body, the neck?
I want to try to aim for under its stomach and try to gore underneath its stomach.
Mm-hmm.
I should be short enough to be able to get under it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, does a what is a hit die? Because it's not telling me what the hit die for Goring Rush is.
It would probably be a d20 plus your strength or something. Same
Okay.
as most other attacks.
So that would be 5, 6,
And I would also add your
18.
proficiency.
Does an 18 hit?
Did you add your proficiency as well as your strength?
What is my proficiency?
At this level, probably a +3, maybe a
Where did I see
+4.
this? Oh, I see it now. Okay. No, I didn't add the +3. 18. 19,
So 21?
21.
Definitely hits, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so a Goring Rush is with my horns, which does a 1d6 pierce.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 1d6 plus strength plus pierce. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
1d6 plus 6. There it is. I got a 6 plus my strength, which is 5. So that's 9 damage of pierce.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I would like to do an extra attack.
Okay. I assume that you can, with that special using your action to dash and then attacking as a bonus action. Sure. I don't know how that works for
That's
monsters.
up to you. Am I allowed to?
Sure. One
Okay.
shot. We're stretching everything.
Okay, so with my extra attack, I would like to then take my sword and whenever I did my goring attack, my sword was behind me.
Mm.
So now I'd like to take my sword and try to, well, essentially I'm trying to chop the camel in half.
Hmm. Yikes. Definitely pry it off your horns at least. Mm-hmm.
All right, my roll.
What color is this guy? Blue.
8 plus 8, 16.
Okay. Wow, 16 damage? Is that both attacks
No,
or
no,
only
16
one?
to hit.
Oh.
16 to hit.
Yes, that hits the camel.
Okay. So my longsword does 1d8. I'm sorry, I'm very bad at figuring out which die is die. Okay. 1d8. Got an 8 on it.
With a max damage then?
Yeah, that's max damage.
Okay, so then in total that was, the first attack was how much? Plus the 8? For the second attack?
I think it was 9.
9? Okay, yeah, that sounds right. Okay, so, wow.
I really should just start writing these numbers down in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. It's just, I should have written down the first damage beforehand. I was distracted. 1 second. Just checking how much. Wow, yeah. I will say, yeah, before this man even really gets the chance to use his camel for much, you both, like, skewer it upward and then slice the head in half, all the way down to the neck, and both, you know, halves of the camel neck just kind of flop to the sides, and the camel falls with a thud into the sand, and is no more. I'm just gonna put him there because there's no animation for being dead, so he's just there now. Yeah, so well done. Camel's gone. This man kind of falls to the side and is now prone until he can manage to scramble back to his feet. Okay, Light, you're up.
Whomst is prone?
This guy, he fell off his camel.
Okay, and the guy right in front of our new friend?
This guy is hurt, but he's not prone. But he
Okay.
does have, I mean, your guiding bolt, I guess, kind of the sparkles fade
Yeah.
away now at the beginning of your turn.
That's fine.
Mhm.
I'm going to rush. He's the most in our face threat right now, so
Mhm.
I'm going to head over his way, and I'm going to take my hand up, my warhammer up high, and I'm just going to smash it on down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 24 to hit,
That hits.
and
One of these days, I'm
Take-
gonna have a monster with a really high AC, and I'm gonna be like, nah, that doesn't hit.
then
Then everyone's gonna cry because.
that's- 7 bludgeoning damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks really hurt and extremely dazed, but he is still up somehow, despite being hit like 3 times in the last 10 seconds or so.
And then as a bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
I go right in his face.
Nice.
Absolutely, yeah. He
hope
takes
it
10
lands in
points
his
of
mouth.
psychological damage. Roll for it.
Roll for it.
Yeah, dexterity.
Just roll it. Roll it. Okay. So that's a 17.
Yeah, good enough. So yeah, it like goes on his face, like just next to his mouth, and maybe a little bit of it goes in, and he's like, oh, puh! But obviously he's got bigger things to worry about with all his brain cells being rattled around like a washing machine. Anything else on your turn?
No, I just live to make them regret their life decisions.
The look on his face is very much like, what the heck? What's wrong with you?
I give a tiny wave.
Okay, Pump, you're up.
All right. I think all that I shall do is search through my bag and pull out some shavings of licorice root, and cast upon I can't remember Ray's character's name, but
Biddy.
them. Okay. Haste, which is just a buff spell.
Cool.
That's
Choose
a
a willing
pretty good buff.
Yes. Choose a willing creature that you can see within range until the spell ends. The target speed doubles. It gains +2 bonus to AC and has advantage on dexterity saving throws. It gains additional attacks. It gains an additional attack on each of its turns. That action can be only take. Wait. Gains additional action. Okay, that action can only be taken to attack. Okay, with one weapon only. Dash, hide, yada 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 yada.
Mhm.
So I
Okay.
could attack 3 times essentially.
Essentially.
But
Awesome.
that does not
Haste.
include that I also have action surge. So 1 turn I could attack 4 times.
If you wanted to,
Nice.
yeah. Absolutely. Great spell. Okay.
And that's basically all I can do. How much further away did that person get pushed from our new friend?
This guy? He didn't get
Yeah.
moved by getting bonked in the head
Okay.
by a hammer. He just
In
got
that
bonked.
case, I will stay back.
Okay.
I mean that was my action. So I guess I could bonus action move, right? No, I
Yeah,
can't. Even.
you can
Okay.
if you want to get some cover behind these rocks or
Oh, it doesn't say
something.
that. Yeah, I'll probably just back up a little bit.
Okay. To the side or like actually back?
Just actually back.
Okay. Sure. How far? As far as you
That's
can?
enough. Like
All right.
half of my movement speed. Half of my movement
Sure.
speed.
We'll put you like
Enough
right
that
there.
I'm like a little bit more out of the way.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. Nobody's probably gonna target you at least.
I mean,
at this
she's a
moment.
princess. She's not really gonna fight, you know.
Who's a princess? Oh, you're. Oh,
Lyra.
yeah. I wanna be where the fighters are. I wanna watch them bash people. I mispronounced that horribly. I don't know what I said. Okay, so we're back up to the enemy's turn. The caster in the back is gonna attempt to throw something else at you guys. We will see if it manages to connect. Let's see. Thinking tactically.
Nice.
He is going to try to, well, I mean, you might not even notice necessarily that it is him causing this, Ray, as your, sorry, trying to look at your character name, Biddy, as Biddy's just kind of cleaving this camel in half and bathing in the blood that rains down upon her and being like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to clean this up later.
Basically.
Yeah.
But while at the same time feeling invigorated after doing so.
She's like the most wholesome barbarian ever. So as this camel corpse is falling beside you and kind of knocking over the man who is upon it, you suddenly feel this weird like sensation in your muscles as though they're all kind of like seizing up, and suddenly your flesh begins to kind of bulge and swell in various parts of your body, and the skin begins to crack, and it just feels like you're kind of like it makes it harder to move, like you're almost partially paralyzed, but thanks to the haste being cast upon you, you feel like reinvigorated, and that kind of fades away, but it still hurts quite a bit. You take 10 points of necrotic damage.
There's nothing I can do to defend
No
against
save
it?
or anything?
This one was a he had to roll kind of thing, so
Wow.
no. Yes, so you take
How
10
much?
points. Just 10 points. That is his turn. Other warriors, I have them labeled by color, so apologies if it's confusing why they're all different colors. This one is going to attempt to get one good attack in before he dies. He's going to try to... this is going to go terribly, but he's going to try to grapple you, Cassie, and see if he can kind of stop you from hurting anyone else in the process of, what he's doing.
Roll against him?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll
No,
strength.
No, a strength.
Yeah.
Unskilled, right?
Unskilled? What do you mean by that?
Never mind. It's a different terminology. I rolled that.
You rolled what?
Dirty 20.
I put it in the chat. The Discord chat.
That's nice. Wow. So he rolled a 2 plus his modifier.
No wonder.
So he's like,
Oh my God.
and you're just like, bro, why? Are you
I don't
trying?
wanna
I trip him.
Yeah, he's
He goes for the legs, and I use his center of gravity being off to just.
Nice.
Since he rolled so bad, I'm willing to let this kind of be reversed upon him. I'm not gonna say he goes prone, but
No, I
are
don't
you
need
wanting
him to go
like?
prone. I just want him to like eat some sand.
Yeah, he definitely gets enough sand kicked up into his face, which he's already spitting from, getting spit in his mouth. Now he's just got sand there too, and he's like choking and coughing horribly.
We're not
What
having
a-
a good day, are we,
What a
bud?
great turn. Poor Mr. Warrior Red. He's had a great time. Warrior Blue, however, is going to use half his movement to stand up after getting knocked off his camel, and he's going to be quite enraged at Ray. So he's going to try to slice at you, Ray. Does a 16 hit?
Nope.
Okay. With his other sword, he's going to also slice at you. Does a lower number than 16 hit?
So yes, surprisingly yes.
Yeah, wow. So, with his two bladed weapons, he kind of slices, but you just... What do you want to do?
I block one with one horn, and then I sidestep the other one.
Excellent, nice. Yeah, yeah, with like a magically enhanced speed, you kind of quickly take the exact moments or actions you need to parry and sidestep his attacks, leaving you completely unharmed, but within his melee range. Finally, we have the other guys over here who are still approaching. This guy's got a pretty big sword and a shield. He's gonna... I think he's gonna take the central passage, and he's gonna try to come gang up on you. Let's see. He was like here. Is that all of his movement?
Excuse me.
Judging by how I decided the movement earlier, like I was measuring this to be like 20 feet or so, I'd say this is probably like just about his maximum range, so he might be able to get to you, but not quite hit you. Meanwhile, this big old boy is still skittering menacingly and is gonna basically be able to attack next turn.
Aren't scorpions an arachnid?
They are, yes. Finally, Bolt Boy. He tries to shoot at... Let's see. There's a lot of his allies in the way now, so maybe he'll kind of hold off, I guess, and he'll try to just approach to the next outcropping. Okay. Finally, Lady Lillian is going to attempt to do something. She'll try to take a spell at that caster in the background. She once again casts an ice knife, shooting it true through the wind, and it hits this guy in the leg, causing him to kind of stumble and curse in the distance, hopping up and down a little bit, but he's still alive. We're back up to Ray. What would you like to do?
The double sword guy. Let's see here. 1 second. I have so many attacks.
I'm gonna write minus sand on the red warrior.
Good.
Should also put spit. Spit is a new condition.
Okay. Okay, so first I would like to do an upper swipe with my long sword.
Mm-hmm.
So
This
That
guy's
is-
AC is 15.
Well, I already hit it without my proficiency bonus.
Nice.
16. Okay, and then it is a 1d8 slash.
I need to give you guys some harder enemies. You always wipe the floor with these guys. Granted, I always start
7
them very
damage.
far away, so half of them can't attack.
7
They
damage.
gotta come to the Thunderdome.
Exactly. They were fighting someone else in their defense. 7 damage on this guy, you said?
Yes, 7 damage for
Okay,
that one.
yeah.
Now I'm taking Pumpkin's
Mhm.
extra attack he gave me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to come down with a slash.
Nice. What kind of weapon is this? A sword, you said?
It's a longsword.
Longsword, nice.
That's going to be a crit 19.
Ooh! Wait,
Oh, champion
what is,
fighter.
what is a crit?
Yep, champion.
What is a crit 19? Oh, I get it! I see what you're saying.
Champion fighter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So go ahead and roll your damage, and we will double the dice roll, then add whatever the addition is.
Pump. I love it.
Hmm?
Look at Discord.
Did you
it
make that, or did you
is-
find that?
No, I found that.
14
Nice.
Of course,
all
somebody had
together.
it.
That's adorable.
14 altogether with the crit damage.
Nice! Wow.
And then I'm going to take my extra attack, a proficiency or whatever that's called, ability.
Yeah.
And I am going to this time use my horns and jab into his stomach.
Mm-hmm.
So my roll is
Hi, Ray's father or grandfather, one of the two.
yeah, that's my dad. That's my dad. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what was I doing? Roll to attack, right? With the horns plus 5, 6, 18. So that hits.
Yep.
And my
You see me?
horn. Yeah,
Oh,
they.
I am.
Yeah, they see you.
I didn't,
Nice.
I didn't mean to stick my head in. I'm just
It's a 1d6
Watching what he's doing here.
plus my strength.
you
Okay,
enjoying
so
your game.
yes, yes, we're enjoying
All
it.
right. Awesome.
6 plus 5 is 9. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Sorry. Wow. My brain went burr there for a second.
11 damage, you said, for this next
Yes.
one? Nice, well done. Wow, this guy's looking worse than the red guy now all of a sudden in this one
Okay,
turn.
I'm using a bonus action now,
Okay,
hammering horns.
hammering
So-
horns.
What he's going to have to do is roll a strength saving throw
Okay,
against a DC equal to 8 plus my proficiency plus my strength. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So he needs 16 strength to
Mhm.
prevent from being knocked back 5 feet.
okay.
And, wait, does it require prone? Oh no, it's not 5 feet. It's 10 feet for him. And no, he does not get prone.
Gotcha. He rolled a 22, so unfortunately he seems to save from that. But he's looking really rough. He's, got, as you slice him upward, then downward, then, stab him with your horns, he's just completely caught off guard. And now he's basically just got 3 huge slices in him, making him look... what's the best analogy I could give? I was trying to think of like you slice a Subway sandwich into multiple. I don't know.
Subway sandwiches. So yummy.
Subway.
It's really not a good
Still.
analogy, but yeah, he's got some serious deep cuts across his body, and you can see he's like it's making him want to kind of hold himself together a little more and like guard his innards from future attacks, but he's still enraged and he's still standing. And light and then pump. You're up.
So Cassie is gonna kind of look to the guy on the ground and it's like, it's time for another round of Will They Die? And just like the crowd goes wild as she brings down her warhammer right on top of the head. Like she's hoping it's kind of like a melon situation. She just
The answer is
pops it up.
probably.
it's a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
That is 6 damage.
Let's see. Is that enough? I gotta do a little bit of math. Minus sand, minus spit. Yeah, this guy's had a rough life. He's dead. So you bring this hammer down upon him, just kind of mushing his face into the sand, burying his head before you even see what happens, thankfully, for all the, PG audience or whatever. And this man is buried before even managing to do any damage to you. That's it for
Sweet.
him. I'm
And
gonna use the
then-
kill menu because... Yeah, why not? He just disappears from existence.
Let me look at my spells really fast.
Mhm.
Mm. No, I can't use that here.
Mhm.
It's not the right time. Um. I end my turn where I'm standing.
Okie dokie.
The
Sounds
wizard. Actually, can I be? Yeah, I'm pretty in front of
Mhm.
our new ally, so I'm good.
Mhm. Sounds good.
If they want to get to her, they gotta come through me.
Absolutely. Uh, it's funny that you just kind of play the same character over and over, but with different flavors.
A lot of the time I don't. Like, one of my characters is a socially awkward cartographer.
Mhm.
Another is a scientist
Mhm.
who loves volcanoes and can easily will rant about them for days on end.
Mhm.
Like, it just so happens that the two characters I'm currently playing for this game and your game are eerily similar.
Gotcha. Awesome. All right. Well, Pump's next.
Awesome.
Unless you
How
wanted to
many
use any
how many
movement, but
baddies are left?
there are two ranged enemies that are still kind of pelting the battlefield ineffectually. There's a scorpion who is looking very dangerous and has not yet had a chance to attack. And then there are these two guys, one of which is about to die, and one of which has not been hurt at all yet and has a shield.
Okay. Let me see. Um. Okay. I will cast Wall of Water, between, us and at least the ranged enemies. If I could also separate off some of the other foes that we're fighting as well, that would be nice.
Yeah, you
But yeah.
can if you take like this line. I don't know if you can see my cursor. I'll use
Yeah,
the
yeah, I'm
camel.
looking.
Yeah, like that or
I
something.
just don't want to cut I don't want to cut Ray off from being able to fight more of them at once, but I'm trying to like make it so that it's a one-on-one for each of our each
Gotcha.
of my allies.
Yeah, if you chose the line like right here, that would work. I
Okay.
haven't looked at Wall of Water in a while. How does it react like if you kind of clip
You
the
can
space?
pass through it. Ranged attacks will have disadvantage going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Wall of Water.
Legitimate question.
Yeah.
What would happen if I cast Wall of Fire on either side of that line?
Lots of steam, but both would remain, I think.
Wall of Water up to 30 feet long, 10 feet high, 1 foot thick. You can make a ridged wall up to 20 feet in diameter, or a ringed wall. Okay, so I could make it circular, but it'd be 20 feet. But yeah, no, we'll just make a straight line across from the rock to rock. Perfect.
Cool.
Any ranged attack that has disadvantage. Fire damage. Wait. And fire damage is halved if
Question:
the
is this
fire
concentration?
passes. This. uses concentration. Yeah.
If you
So that
do
means
that,
haste
it'll
will
make
drop.
haste drop, which will put Ray in a vulnerable position.
Oh, does that put haste
Yeah,
drop?
if you-
Oh,
if-
they are both concentration. Okay.
They don't
Okay.
want haste to
Crap. In that
drop.
case, yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Okay.
Okay.
It is big brain though, cutting off those ranged attacks
Yeah,
entirely is
yeah.
very smart. Oh no. I hate
Oh,
this program
no.
sometimes. Arrgh. There we go.
Oh my goodness, so many of my things are concentration. This is the unfortunate part. Okay. Okay, fine. I will cast instead Find Familiar. So a spectral familiar comes to my aid, independent of me, yada yada yada. This is Sebastian. His name is Sebastian.
Yes.
Who knows who he is?
Is the casting time on that 10 minutes or is it one action?
It is casting time is 1 hour.
Oh my gosh. That's longer than I thought it was.
Yeah, that is actually pretty long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe we'll rethink it. Maybe we'll rethink it.
we can say that
Fine,
you already cast this before the thing even happened.
No, I
because-
didn't.
You
It's
didn't?
okay. It's
Alright.
okay. No.
Because, I mean,
Sebastian-
if he's your
Sebastian
buddy,
wouldn't like the desert.
that's true, he would dry up.
Sebastian would like, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, he is a phantom. It wouldn't really matter, but it's okay. Yeah. All right. Fine. I'll be lame. Magic missile.
that's
That's
not lame.
lame.
That's fun.
base. That's
No, no, it is lame.
base. It's base.
It is lame. Anyway,
freaking
magic
love
missile
magic
to the giant creepy crawly.
Scorpion.
Can't remember the word.
Indeed.
Scorpion. Yes.
Yes.
Um,
So, no roll necessary.
will-
They hit.
yes, I will cast it at the 3rd level as well.
Nice.
Using up my last 3rd level slot, so best hope we don't need wall. You know what? I'll cast it level 2 just in case I later have time to cast Wall of Water or Haste again or something else.
Sure.
Um,
Probably not today.
I mean, you never know. Okay, magic missile. So that is going to be 2 damage, and then that's how many missiles? Dirt deals.
At 2nd level,
Create 3
4?
glowing darts.
that's for the base level, is it not?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it should be 1 more for each level higher.
Oh,
because
really?
It's a 1st level spell, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
I would have thought it would be
You
more
get-
than just 1 extra dart for an extra
No, you
whole
get-
level spell. That seems kind of lame, but alright. Yeah, just 1
They
more
start
dart,
with
no less.
Yeah.
Range.
Okay.
Passing
So that would be 4 darts total then, yeah. I'll go ahead and add the damage in bit by bit. So the first dart was 3.
Yes.
Okay.
And then... Awesome. That's going to be 4 total damage.
Mm-hmm. 4 total? Oh, so it's one more on that one?
Oh, no. I rolled a 3, and then I was adding the +1.
Gotcha.
Another rolled 3.
Okay.
This time a rolled 4.
Nice.
And that should be 4, right?
Yep, that's 4. So a total of 11 damage on the scorpion.
Beautiful.
Yes. So, would you like to describe narratively how it happens?
No, just they fly out.
Okay.
I can't imagine what it would look like. Maybe the trident little things.
That's
I don't know.
cool.
Could be.
That's so
They're like
cool.
little yellow golden trident.
Dingle hoppers!
Yeah.
I imagine they leave
Oh,
like
I
behind a
should
trail
say-
of bubbles.
I should say. as like a part of my pack and stuff, like I did get knives and stuff, and I've swapped all those out for forks. So
Yes.
just so we're all aware.
Absolutely.
Snaps. Big
That's great.
snaps.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Cool. So that's all of you guys. The mage is going to cast another spell from a distance because that's like all he does apparently.
Hooray.
Also, he's too far still to really bother getting close at this point. Let's see. Is he dumb?
Oh, yes.
Hmm.
Be dumb, be reckless, feel alive for the first time in your life.
All right, if you say so. So, with a sudden instant of like quiet amidst the storm, all the air kind of is sucked away for just a brief second, as the wizard in the back is just kind of pointing at a spot between all three or all four of you. Three of you? The lady as well. And suddenly, in a flash of light that kind of blinds the area for a moment, a explosion occurs, blasting outward from that point, catching. I think everyone. No, well, if it catches everyone, it's going to get his buddy. So yeah, we'll say it catches everyone because he's being reckless. Could everybody make me a dexterity saving throw? As a
can't
fireball
counterspell
erupts
this,
in
can I?
between all of you.
I can't counterspell this, can I?
You can. It's a
I think
reaction.
I will.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
As my reaction, and I'm glad that I saved that extra third level slot. So I
Hey.
will counterspell at the third level.
Nice. That's so cool. This is the first uses of counterspell we've seen this whole campaign. I'm so excited.
Do you counterspell it by just summoning like a ball of water?
Yes!
I do have summon
He
and
just-
manipulate water.
Just
as
puts a bubble
cantrips
on
and
the
stuff.
source of the explosion and it blows up within it. Okay.
How would it look?
So,
What I think happens for her counterspell is it's almost like her song voice comes out from nowhere, like she doesn't even have to like move her mouth, like it's clearly not coming from her, but it like in the entire area is like heard by this voice, and like she glows or something like that, like in the way that it was taken away in the movie.
Yeah.
That's what I think her counterspell is like.
Yeah. So as the air is kind of like disappearing and the silence occurs, you instead replace it with your own melodic chanting, as a little bubble kind of appears just around the explosion point, and it blows up harmlessly within it, and then kind of collapses down into nothing. And you successfully counterspell everything that he was doing, and all of you remain unharmed. Well done. So excited.
I will say I won't be able to do that again.
Hey, you're the MVP here in this fight so far, man. you're doing all kinds of really cool sports stuff. So that is the mage's turn wasted, and you just see him kind of glaring angrily from the distance.
She smiles and waves.
He just kind of.
Catching on! It's catching on!
Okay,
That's
warrior.
her signature!
Warrior red is dead. Warrior blue is almost dead, but he's facing Ray. What could he do? What should he do? You can see that his, expression is faltering. He's kind of fearing for his life, and his spirit is almost broken.
I did do a lot to him in one turn.
It seems like he's debating on the concept of running away, but he decides that he really ought to attack you instead anyway. For glory, for death,
A fool.
for the sake of not having to go die in the desert instead. He's gonna try to kind of like sweep both swords right where your chest would be, assuming that you don't dodge out of the way. And I believe his first attack was a nat 20. What's your AC, Ray?
Is Pump's ability still going?
That doesn't
Yes.
affect his AC, does it? Or no, it does by 2,
It
right?
does.
Oh,
Yeah, by
wow.
2.
Okay. Okay.
It's an 18 if it's still in effect.
Okay, my pen stopped writing
It should
again.
still be in effect.
Awesome. Very cool. Okay. Wait.
Concentration up to 1 minute.
That's fine,
So
that's
I don't
10
know
rounds.
If it's been a... Yeah, okay.
That's 10 rounds. It'll be fine. We're only on like
10
round
rounds. Oh my
3 or
goodness.
4.
Wow, short of freaking... Yeah, okay.
Just while we're here, could I also ask you for yours, Pump? Your
My
AC?
AC?
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you. It's 11.
Okay. That's,
It's
I mean,
11.
I haven't targeted. Squishy spellcaster. Very good. You're like a shrimp. Yes. So yeah. His first attack definitely connects with a nat 20. He like manages to slice through your block and kind of clips you anyway, managing to deal you a total of. Oh my gosh. He rolled minimum damage.
Hooray!
2 damage?
No, he rolls. Well, he's got additions as well, so that would be a total
Okay.
of 6 damage, I believe. But yeah, what a waste of a nat 20. She rolls a 1 on. Yeah, I promise. I'm trying to make it exciting and engaging, and yeah, my guys just aren't doing so well.
I'm
Yeah,
having fun. I don't know about the others.
yeah,
it's
I'm having
Yeah,
fun
this
too.
This is a good time.
Yeah, so
First battle
he deals
I've
you
had
6
as a wizard.
damage.
Well, real battle.
With the nat 20, and his other sword just kind of glances off of your weapon and goes sailing right above your head, leaving you once again unharmed. And he kind of realizes that he's totally messed up. His fierce gaze kind of like falters, and he realizes this is probably the end for him. So his final thing is just, he's gonna try to get away from you. This opens up an opportunity attack upon him as he kind of turns and just tries to run. What would you like to do?
As he tries to run, I'll grab the line of his. As you can clearly see, he's wearing underwear.
No!
And I grab
Atomic
him right into
wedgie.
my horns.
You're doing what to your horns?
I ram him right into my horns.
Okay, yeah, roll strength.
Roll strength. Okay.
Oh, you
that
could roll it as an
is-
attack if you want to, because you're just flavoring this. But if you're trying to like actually grapple him and pull him back physically,
Yeah. 21.
Yeah, that hits.
And then my horn damage does 1d8 plus strength. Sorry, I mixed up my. Okay, there we go. 7 plus 5. 12 damage.
Man, those horns are powerful. Yeah, you skewer him right in the butt, and he kind of cries
One
out.
for each cheek.
He cries out and just like is more or less like that the slits across his front kind of open up a little bit, causing too tantalizing a meal for the scorpion right in front of him, and the scorpion just kind of like finishes the job for you, given that you've presented him such a tempting offer, and this man is no more. I'm gonna toss him with the camel because once again,
Toss him with his dead friend.
yes. Hey, look, skeleton, perfect. With that, I believe. Oh no, that's not it yet. Warrior Green gets a turn. So Warrior Green, he's gonna try to fight you, because you're in his way. Oh, actually, would he try to go around you and get the lady that it's actually his target? I think no. I think he'll probably stick with you because he wants everybody dead, not just her. So, he's gonna try to attack you once again.
Because I'm annoying.
I promise I'm not making this up. He not won.
He like goes to hit me with his axe and I just high five him. Like, you tried! You want a sticker? Is this your first? Is this Buddy's first battle? You're
This
doing
teacher
really.
light speaking for him.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say he swings at you with his sword like just reckless abandon, but his form is so bad you just feel bad for him. So you just kind of like take the sword out of his hand, wrap it around you, and give it back to him in the other hand, and he's just like,
Oh, you hit me! Oh, I'm so hurt. I think you
Oh my
did like
God.
20 damage.
This guy
Ooh.
is psychologically damaged. He just is embarrassed to be alive.
A lot of my characters do specialize in psychological warfare.
Yeah. Scorpion is, despite being fed by you just now, is still gonna try to attack you, Ray, and it's got multiple attacks. So,
Oh boy.
yeah, we'll see how this goes. First one
Not like
was a
the last
7.
one, didn't.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not rolling so well on this app. I think my physical dice do a little better job sometimes. Trying to look for the right page. Yep, he's got multi-attack. Makes 2 attacks with his claws, 1 with his sting.
So he has 3 attacks. Wow.
He does.
He's a
Luckily,
danger
all
boy.
3 of them are misses, considering your amazing armor class. So let's just say you're.
Thank you, Pom.
he's got a corpse stuck on his claw right now, so he's trying to beat you to death with the corpse of the orc, and you're just like, nope, fleshy meat shield. Something about this seems familiar, Ray. Ray's previous character was a minotaur, and he also had some goblins as a meat shield that he used for far too long. So unfortunately, that is the entire. I mean, fortunately for you, I guess the entire turn of the scorpion is wasted on that shenanigan. So he's just, bearing down upon you, trying to like sting at you and snip at you, but can't. It's doing terrible job. Finally, the bolt guy in the very back.
Oh, I
Where'd he
forgot
go?
he was alive.
Yeah, he's still there. He's just gonna. He really doesn't have a clear shot at anyone because the scorpion's in the way of you, Ray, and his ally's in the way of everyone else. So he's gonna try to move for favorable positioning, and he'll kind of climb these rocks in the background over here. But he can't quite get an angle yet at Pumpkin. So his turn ends before he's actually able to get around the corner just because of movement speed. Okay, we're back up to Lady Lillian, who... let's see. She's not got very many spell slots left. Yeah. She's gonna cast a some spell that you're not exactly sure what it is, but she's like kind of waving her arms around her, and suddenly the sand around her kind of like comes to life and grows 2 little arms that kind of reach up from the dirt and kind of start shuffling their way towards the scorpion and try to like grapple 2 of its legs and keep it more or less stuck in the same place. It's still able to attack, but it can't move anywhere, and it's just trying to like hold it in place. Yep. Now we're back up to Ray, then Light and Pump.
All right. Scorpion time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. So I'll come down with a swipe with my long sword.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 16.
1 second. Yes, that hits.
Okay. That's going to be 8 damage.
Okay, yep, that hits. I mean, that damages it, yep. Damages.
I would like to take the buff that I got from Pump to use another attack.
Absolutely.
So I'm swiping up with my sword this time.
Mm-hmm.
16 plus 5, 21 to hit.
Oh, yes, that hits. I was like, that's the damage? Wow!
If only.
Yes, its entire head just cuts in half.
That is 7 damage.
Nice.
All right. So now I'm going to use my action surge this time for
Heck
a third
yeah.
attack.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be able to use it again until a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would like to use my horns
Mhm.
this time on his claw that's not holding the corpse.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna try to
So-
attack the claw specifically?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 to hit.
How about this? I'll give you a deal. If you do it with disadvantage, I'll let it potentially disable the claw.
Yes, I'll take that.
All right.
With disadvantage, I rolled the exact same number.
Nice.
Okay, so the damage I'm doing to it is 1d6. That's an 8. There's the 6. Plus strength. Okay, that's 11. No, yeah, 11 damage.
Wow. Well
and
done.
then I'm going to take my extra attack, the ability extra attack for my 4th attack.
Uh-huh.
And I'm using my horns again, but this time I'm attacking the other claw.
Yeah.
That is one number lower than last, so that's going to be dirty 20.
It still hits. Its armor class is only 15.
Okay, and then the damage I am doing
Oh,
is...
I should really read my own notes. I buffed it, but I'm looking at the website now, so its armor class has been reduced to 15, I should say.
Okay.
I wanted it to be more more powerful, but we got to wrap this up
10.
anyway.
10 damage from the horns.
That's this new attack?
Yes. This
Nice.
recent, my 4th attack.
Okay.
Do I have anything that allows me to do a bonus action besides my not my knockback, well, maybe I should use it. Yeah, I'm
Wow.
gonna use hammering horns on it.
What's that do? Is that pushing it
That's
back?
the knockback one, yeah. So it has to do a DC8 plus proficiency plus strength, so a 16 strength strength roll. So he's pushed 10 feet away from me.
And yet, its arms are currently pinned in place by the sand little arm things. So,
So what happens?
with a total of 36 damage dealt to it, as you basically chop one of its claws off, slice it across the face, chop it again, and then you bash it with your horns, knocking it backward and ripping 2 of its legs off, how would you like to describe how you basically take one final, finishing blow on this poor thing?
I bash it so hard with my horns that its legs rip off and it's just skittering and yelping for a few seconds, and then it just...
Yeah, like a spider, it kind of curls up all its remaining legs in upon itself, and it is very quickly just done. You destroyed this thing with the additional damage that Pump already did to it earlier. And I don't think it landed a single attack on anyone other than its friend. Nice job.
Hooray.
Okay, Light, you're up.
Okay.
Unless you want to use any
So-
movement, Ray, now that you're free to do whatever.
Uh,
There's a pile of corpses up here.
I'd like to go behind the orc that Light is fighting.
Okay.
That's all
Um,
I'm gonna do.
So, do I have a clear shot at any of the mages right now?
This mage is, yeah, he's still poking his head out from behind a rock. He's able to kind of dodge back behind it to avoid attacks, but you can see him.
She's gonna look at the orc in front of her, and she's like, "Okay, you did a really good job, pal. Now my friend behind you is gonna try to help you on how to fight, and I'm gonna unleash my radiant soul, and 2 almost like embery wings spread from my back like a phoenix,
Mhm.
arcing up around me,
Mhm.
and I'm going to fly, because D&D is non-Euclidean,
Mhm.
up and forward about 30 feet.
Does that trigger opportunity attack from
Oh
this
yeah,
guy?
he can try to opportunity attack me. It's okay, buddy
Alright.
can try.
He could try. He could try. We'll see how it goes. That's a nat 8 plus probably not enough.
No.
Oh my
Well,
gosh,
yeah.
your armor class is 8, 19. I forgot. Yeah. So he
It's like
just
that's
watches
okay.
you go.
Keep going.
Where are
so
you going?
I'm up and forward, so I'm flying in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And then while I'm in the air, I can get a better pot shot at this wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to guiding bolt at a higher level this time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say level 3.
Level 3. Okay.
I'm gonna do a level 3 guiding bolt.
Mm-hmm.
So let me roll that. Does a 26 hit?
No.
Okay, well,
I'm kidding.
if it hypothetically did hit, he would be taking, let's see, that's 4, 5, 66. Okay.
Oh, I love playing this game with you guys.
Plus,
So
and I
much
get
fun.
to add my proficiency bonus as damage 2 once per turn, which is currently 3. So he takes 27 hypothetical points of damage as she just pulls her arm back like a cannonball and just fastball pitches almost like a meteor at him.
Hypothetically, if this man only had that many hit points, what would happen to
Oh,
him?
he would die. He would die.
Oh, is that how math works? Would you like to describe how what used to be a head is now a cannonball wound?
Yeah, so literally she fastball, like I said, fastball pitches like a meteor
Mhm.
and like a streaking jet. There was a head and now there's not. And he just collapses to the ground, and I think in the rock behind him almost there's like a crater where it sunk into it and just decimated it.
You just see a little
then-
carved out face where there once was a face.
Yeah. And there was another guy in that area too, right?
You don't see him. At least where you're
But
currently looking.
But I knew he was in that area, right? 'Cause
There
was
was a
an arrow
guy,
shot.
yes. As you look around.
She calls out, "Hey pal, you're next."
Do roll me perception if you've lost track of him.
Sure. I was hoping you were gonna make me roll intimidation. Oh, that's a 9.
Ah. A little hard to see up here. The wind's picked up a bit more. A little
That's
sandy.
okay.
Yep. Without the natural blocking of the rocks, the sand is more intense. But yeah, you're looking where you last remember him, where would you say that is?
Probably on any upward, the topmost of outcroppings, because that's the best spot to shoot arrows from.
Mm-hmm. So,
So,
over
I'm just
here,
yeah.
or... Ah,
Yeah, probably over there. So I'm
Gotcha.
looking in the wrong
Gotcha.
direction.
No worries. Yeah, it's hard to keep track of enemies when you're fighting the ones that are right in front of you. Okay. Pumpkin, you're up. There is a guy poking around the rock outcropping up above who's got a bow trained on you, it looks like. What would you like to do?
The freaking dolphin.
Yeah.
Killing me.
I forget about it, and then it just hits me.
I am going to. I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion
Mm-hmm.
and Misty Step at the almost simultaneously, as close to back as possible.
Okay.
So I am going to 1 teleport behind this guy.
Nani?
And 2, cast Minor Illusion so that it seems like I am still where I am.
He's kind of like on the edge of these rocks, but sure, you teleport behind him as he's like coming around the corner and aiming his crossbow at you. And as far as he can tell, it just looks like you wiggled your arms a little bit, did something magical, and nothing happened as far as he could tell.
Yeah, and then I just go back basically to like standing, like just idly.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah, and that was my action and bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that shall be all I do.
Cool. Okay. We're back up to the enemies. The mage in the background is dead, as is the warrior in red and the warrior in blue. So the warrior in green is the only remaining guy. He's gonna attempt to fight this lady, but her sandy arms have now been freed from having to hold a scorpion in place, and they're kind of rapidly approaching him from behind, menacingly. He's gonna attempt to slice at her anyway, and kind
Question.
of yes.
Wouldn't that also be an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
What
He
would
has
be
to get closer to her. I'm right behind him.
Oh, I didn't see him. Oh yeah, absolutely. He doesn't know you're there. Neither did I. You were so tiny there.
I'd like to cut his Achilles heel.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yes. Yes.
All right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Mm-hmm. That does not hit his armor class, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
It just kind of glances off the shield on his back, causing a Minecraft shield thump.
Well, now he knows I'm behind him.
Yeah. Either way, he's still kind of stepping forward and slicing at the lady in front of him, who can do really nothing else with the amount of reaction time she's got. She just holds up her hands and gets them kind of deeply cut once again by the sword, and she kind of falls to her knees and kind of lands backward on her rear end. That is that guy's turn, as he's kind of raising his sword to once again do another attack. Let's see. My pen really needs to start working. That'd be great. Who is next? Who's actually alive? Only the guy with the crossbow, I think. So, crossbow man, unsurprisingly, he shoots directly at the illusion, and it goes through the illusion, revealing it to be an illusion. You just kind of see the, desert mirage shimmer and move as the bolt passes through it, but then it kind of goes back to being solid, but very clearly is fake. And the dude kind of like, looks around. We'll see if he notices you. What's your stealth, your passive stealth?
Passive stealth. We love to hear it.
Mm-hmm. Or you could roll active stealth if you want, because you're actively hiding.
I don't know if I was actively hiding.
I mean, you teleported behind him to get out of sight.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Sure, I'll roll it. Why not? That would be 13 plus 1, so 14.
Gotcha. Unfortunately, he does, catch a glimpse of you, and he's absolutely gobsmacked that you're there. He, almost falls off the rocks behind him, but he does catch sight of you and is now aware of your bamboozling act. And he's teetering, almost falling off the edge behind him. Yeah, that is his turn. Just a wonderful course of action all around. Finally, we are back up to Lillian, who is going to desperately kind of bring her sand arms to kind of come to bear upon him and grab his legs, so he's stuck to the ground. But it doesn't actually seem to be doing much damage to him. It just roots him in place as she kind of slowly tries to inch away across the ground. Ray, you're up, then Light and Pump.
All right. All right. I can no longer use action search, so I'm closing that tab. I'm going to try to ram my long sword through him like he's a shish kebab.
Oh no. Yikes. Okay.
All right. So, I'm pretty sure that a 17, 18, 19, 22 hits.
Absolutely, yes. He's got a higher armor class because of that shield, but not quite that high.
And I do 1d8 damage.
Hmm.
That's a 3. So I probably missed my mark a little.
Well, it's a 3 plus your strength and proficiency or whatever, right? You don't
I
just roll
haven't
the
been
weapon die.
adding. I haven't been adding proficiency to my longsword damage.
How? How is that possible? With
I
all the
just
numbers
haven't
you rolled
been.
already. Oh my gosh. Well, we can add up all that damage and just kind of put it into this next series. You've still got 2 attacks left, so.
Basically, yeah.
So this guy's
Okay,
dead, is what I'm hearing. He's just gonna die.
Okay, so my bonus is
Mhm.
going to be 8 damage from just a sword. Um, uh, I don't think I actually got it where I wanted, so I probably just cut his back. So I took it and I jab again.
This is how you do proper chimney sweep techniques!
Oh, I got 20.
I love this one, cleaning out the stove!
No, the chimney.
The stovepipes need cleaning as well! Not 20, you said?
Yeah, not 20.
How would you like to do this?
Are you just gonna call him dead?
Granted, how many attacks you've got, and also the time, I think, yeah, and making up damage for the additions
Well-
you haven't been doing, yeah, may as well.
I aim straight for the center, and I go straight up, making him into a shish kebab.
Yep. You stab him, and he goes from, you know, a regular orc to an orc on a stick really quick. And his blade that he had up to try to slice this woman in half now gets stopped by the thing that's going through his head, and he's like, oh, this is not good for me.
I am okay, ogre on a stick.
And with that, he falls. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
That's all.
Yeah, he just has a permanently surprised expression on his face as you withdraw your blade, which is now covered in blood instead of nice and pristine. Something to clean. Light, you're up. You probably
Okay.
realize pretty quickly that your target is not in this area.
I guess I kind of turn back to.
Oh, there he is.
Hey! So the first thing I do is I'm gonna use bonus action to boop boop boop.
I don't know that spell.
Yeah, I know. To use healing word
Mhm.
on Lady Lillian.
Good idea.
I just want to triple check the range super fast.
Mm.
I'm about 60 feet away. That's okay. I'm within that bubble.
Yeah, seems good to me.
Alright, I'm going to cast it as a second level,
Mm-hmm.
which means she gets, assuming she's willing,
Yeah.
13 points of health
My gosh, nice.
returned.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna load up another, for my action, I'm gonna load up a fastball special. And I'm gonna,
Isn't healing word a leveled spell? Whatever, who cares?
well, that's a bonus action.
Yeah, but it's still
So that-
two leveled spells in a turn, but whatever. I don't care. Go for it.
Okay. Then I will launch a level 2 guiding bolt
Mhm.
at this man.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 17 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay.
He's got a AC 16. Ooh,
That
and he's
is-
teetering. He's teetering too.
That's another 26 damage.
Bruh. Yeah, you melt
This time-
half his
this-
face off.
Yeah, I think
And
this
he's-
time actually she just makes like a finger gun and just like
You're good.
and just another like arrow bolt of fire goes out and just knocks him off and he just hits the ground.
Hmm. He's not quite dead from the blast itself, but he was teetering right on the edge. Pumpkin, would you like to contribute anything to send this man overboard?
Just push on the nose.
I blow on him.
Sure. And with that, he just tumbles straight off, and the fall damage of hitting his neck on the ground ends him completing the fight. Well done, you all. That was
Yay.
very fun, and just in time for Lightning to go. A little bit of wrap-up time. Thank you guys for
Woo.
playing. It's very much fun. I always enjoy
I
playing
like
with
to
you
get
guys.
into do combat. I never get to do like high level combat.
Mm.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm. This is high level? Level 7 is high level?
I mean, it's higher level than what most games
That's
get to.
mid-level.
Ah, fair. That's true. That's very true. Yeah,
Like, I
usually
think
the
one of the
scheduling
most
dies
fun-
out.
One of the most fun things I've ever done is a level 20 battle royale fight where
Mhm.
everyone just picked a class and we just all tried to kill each other.
Sheesh.
That sounds actually really fun.
Because, like, level 20, you rarely get to use some of those cool abilities.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not usually much to fight. That
Alright.
would actually be really fun, like an idea of just PvP instead of like fighting an
PV,
enemy,
yeah.
like a one shot of level 20, because that would make everyone like have a purpose to keep keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, like, a little alliances can form or they can fall apart. And
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah, super fun.
Alright,
Well-
well, I'm gonna hop off. Thank you,
would
EJ, for
would you
a
like
great
a couple
session.
more minutes of actually wrapping up with this lady,
Oh,
or talking to her at all? Probably won't last long.
Yeah, I can handle a few more minutes.
Sure. Yeah. I was just trying to end it so that we could, wrap it up at 8:30, like you said.
Very
Um,
fair.
Cool. Man, this is fun. So, as the bodies of your adversaries all kind of fall to the ground, the last one, realizing that he was hopelessly outmatched, and you all kind of land back to the ground, I would imagine, and tend to this. Oops, that's not the button. There it is. I should probably stop the combat music too, shouldn't I?
Yeah. When we land, I'll use my Radiant Soul ability to give her a little more, or my Healing Hands ability to give her a little more health.
Okay, cool. This guy's
Uh,
gone. Here's the dolphin. There we go. Everybody's having a good time.
14 more hit points back to her.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that seems to kind of put a little color back in her cheeks, and she kind of stands, kind of tending to her wound, which is now kind of healing up as a result of your magic, and she thanks you very kindly. Thank you, travelers. I appreciate your assistance. So who do I have the pleasure of meeting on this road?
I'm Cassie. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. I am Lady
Uh,
Lillian of Lunimus, and
Oh, she Cassie looks to Biddy. That's the place we're supposed to go, right?
Perhaps our friend here should give her this letter.
Well,
Lair-
I don't know if they it could just be anyone from Lunimus. Like, we want to make sure it gets to the right people. That's what they said, right?
Someone
you
in
have
charge.
a missive for Lunimus?
Yeah.
I hold it up.
Old Dirt Dearth wants to be friends, and apparently people keep dying on this road. I'm not
Huh.
from around here, so I don't know the climate too well, but I
Can't
don't know.
imagine why people would be dying on this road. That's
Yeah, I know. Who
baffling.
would have thought?
She kind of
She,
looks
like,
to the
she
bodies
kicks-
of her friends.
So yeah, we're trying to peace talks, I guess.
I see. Well, thank you. That is what we were attempting as well. How interesting.
Whoa! Coincidences.
Layra kind of like runs down to like high five her.
She is wincing at the pain, but attempts to respond with a gesture as well.
Popo, Popo,
She
what's wrong,
jumps
Popo?
gleefully.
Anyway, yes, I am, as you would say, someone in charge of Lunimus, so yes, I would be happy to accept this message.
Sweet.
Assuming, where did it come from, per se?
Uh, the the tiefling in charge.
Mm-hmm. His name was
Good guy.
Alucard.
Yeah, he was pink.
Ah, interesting. Well, very well. Thank you very much. And she takes it almost like hesitantly, like she expects it to be a bomb or something, but nothing happens as she takes it, so she kind of relaxes a little bit. Um, well, I will be taking this back to the kingdom. Thank you very much for delivering this.
You're welcome.
Don't suppose any of you have necromancy magic? She kind of kicks the body of the orc that Ray just killed in front of her.
Lyra just shakes her head
Is-
Or
no.
at least speak with dead, something we can use to get a little information about who these people were.
Actually, you say that. Which one do you want?
Whichever seems the smartest.
You're probably a better judge than actually. Lair, which one's the smartest? You're a wizard.
She kind of
One
like
who got his head
looks
evaporated.
around the area. And yeah, she's gonna walk up to each one of them. And this is gonna take 11 minutes, but she's gonna cast the ritual spell identify to if a if if it is a magic item or magic imbued object. Oh, I guess none of them are going to be really magical. Okay, never mind. Yeah. No, I have nothing that's gonna tell me straight up. So, she's just gonna walk around, kind of look thoughtfully, and then just point at one randomly, but act like it wasn't random, and then say telepathically to you all, "Oh, this one clearly right here is." I mean, you can see right based
I'm
on the
already
skull
casting the
shape.
spell.
It's the scorpion. The scorpion was the smartest one. What
I
are you
think that she
casting?
would not choose the scorpion because
I
she
can
wants
speak
people to
speak
believe
with
her.
dead
Nice. Okay, cool.
because I'm a cleric and clerics can have dead spell.
Wow, that's
Nice.
super awesome. Okay,
I will say I'm debating on whether or not I did this, and I should say it before. I'm wondering because I feel like Lara would do this of casting minor illusion and handing over an illusion of the message instead of the real message.
that,
You already said you handed it over.
well, I mean,
No. I was going to say it at the time, but we kind of rolled
no, no,
along.
no, no, no.
Oh.
You can do that, but if you do that, it's an illusion. So when she goes to grab it, it'll immediately be revealed as an illusion because she can't touch it. It'll go right through it. So you would need
I thought it's just if you
prestidigitation.
try to damage the illusion. I guess touch in general.
Yeah.
Physical
Yeah.
interaction, yeah, okay. Yeah, never mind then.
Yeah.
It's sad. She
Sorry.
likes keeping things. She's a collector.
Aw. Well, hey, lots of corpses, lots of stuff that they had, gear,
Oh
maybe
yeah, she's
forks.
gonna collect.
You never know. So, speak with dead.
She'll probably take some bones and stuff. You never know what you need for a ritual or something.
Corpse must still have a mouth, can't be undead. Spell fails if the corpse was the target of the spell in the last 10 days. You can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. The corpse knows only what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it or if it recognizes you as an enemy. The spell doesn't return the creature's soul to its body, only its animating spirit. Thus, the corpse can't learn new information, doesn't comprehend anything that happened since it died, and can't speculate about future events. Interesting. Sounds like it might not be terribly happy about you having killed it.
I mean, I'm letting Lillian ask the questions.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm just the
Wasn't it
conduit
supposed to
of
be
her.
one of her comrades, though? Not the
No,
foes that
they
we
want
just killed? Oh,
they
okay.
want the information.
Yeah, she
Okay.
wants to know who these people were or why they were attacking. And the corpse kind of starts to life with a bit of a shock, and it looks up. Who are you, and why were you attacking? I was paid. I am Mort.
Hi, Mort.
Quite appropriate.
That little lemur guy from Madagascar.
Layra does smile and wave.
Oh no. Who hired you? Hmm. It narrows its eyes. So is it allowed to not answer?
It doesn't have to answer truthfully.
Hmm. I don't swear, but I imagine it might just say heck you. Hmm. I'm just trying to think. Is it possible to also... I think she would probably cast Zone of Truth, but even that doesn't guarantee a truthful answer.
It would know. Well, no, it's got to roll a charisma saving throw, and she would
And you
know
And
if it fails.
yeah, and also technically, I don't know if it counts as a creature, being that it is a corpse. So I don't know. This is kind of
it's
a weird
a
edge case.
creature.
We'll say that she
I-
does cast. Um,
It's just a soulless creature.
yeah, she casts the spell Zone of Truth. You guys can roll your saves and fail if you want
I
to
don't.
or not.
I fail.
Okay.
I don't care.
Yeah. So.
I will roll to save.
Mm-hmm. The corpse seems about to answer and then is just like, hmm. Uh, I don't want to tell you. You killed me. And she's like, I have
Layra
ways
thinks, well, you
of
better start
making.
talking.
I have
like,
ways
kind
of
of, like,
making you
stomps toward
talk. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. Up to you. Can you bring me back? I don't think I will. Then I won't answer.
Layra definitely walks up at that point and kind of like starts pounding her fist, trying to intimidate. and is thinking, but like only the comrades can hear it. You better start talking, or else I have ways of making you talk. I can cause pain in other dimensions. I will find you and torture your soul.
I'm already dead.
You can't hear it. It can't hear it.
I know. It's just responding in general. Yes, and I have ways of making you talk that are worse than death. We'll bring you back, but in not the way you expect. Well, anyway, I'm sorry that you had to see that. I suppose I'll deal with this guy, back at Lunimus. What will you guys do now? I think I should be safe, on the road for now, unless you'd like to come with me.
Well, Cassie shrugged her shoulders. I'm just looking for some blacksmithing work. They promised
Well,
me some electrum as an award, but
there's a war
really,
going on. We could always use a blacksmith.
I'm pretty dang good at what I do.
Well, absolutely. If you'd like to accompany me, I could use some help carrying a corpse. My arms are a little, shall we say, sliced.
Layra just thinks, I'm really looking for some thingamabobs. I've been running low. And it's just kind of like scouring through the corpses, trying to loot them.
Mm-hmm.
Cassie leans down and like rummages on one of their bodies and like bends some of the metal that she finds by heating up her hands into a unique like coil like slinky shape and is like, what about this?
Awesome. Blacksmithing on the go.
She holds it up.
Layra
Like,
takes it.
Layra, yeah. I mean that's kind of neat.
She kind of like pokes like the top of it, just like flicks it almost. Yeah.
Watches
And
it bounce.
just sticks it into her bag.
Mm.
And then keeps on looking.
Biddy just looks down at herself and how much blood is on her and all that. Bathed in blood. And she's like, I need to go clean up and report back that we completed this mission.
Oh,
well,
Labor says, "Oh, I can help. I can help." And then cast shape water and just kind of like
What water? What water are you shaping, or can
water
it
in my
create some
water
water?
bottle.
Oh, okay.
Carry water with me.
You're water bending.
I should have like 2 bottles. Yeah, essentially.
are
Nice.
you
And just
also
kind of like
made of water?
swipe. Essentially, I just kind of like swipe the water around and on you, picking up all the blood and stuff.
There enough water? Because I have like 3 bodies full of blood and guts all over me.
I mean, I would have hoped that that would count as water, but EJ wanted to disagree, so it's whatever.
That what would count as water? Your water bottle?
No, the blood.
Oh,
By now it's dry blood, though, isn't it? Because
I
we're
guess
in a
that's fair.
sweltering hot.
So I mean, I was going to be using one of my water bottles because I tried to include it, but I definitely meant to have like 2 water
Yeah,
bottles to
absolutely.
have one for water bending, one for drinking.
yeah.
Um,
As a mermaid, I would imagine. Yeah, absolutely.
well, Cassie's like, so Biddy, if you're going back, could you just have them like send my portion of the reward to Lunamis so I can just go there? So I don't want to walk all the way back and then like all the way down in this desert again. That's a lot of walking.
I agree. That is a lot of walking.
But
I'll see
those
what I can
boots
do
are
for
made
you.
for it.
Tubular.
Keep walking, but you won't knock down now. Yeah, well, that's the one shot.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Woo!
playing. Maybe we'll follow up these characters again sometime, or maybe you'll bump into them later when you head back to Lunimus with the main characters. I hope you guys had a good time. I certainly did.
I did
I
too.
did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Woo!
Bye,
I-
EJ.
Yay, limited prep work. See ya. I'll see you
do
when I
have
get back
a-
from moving.
I do have a question, and I don't know if you'd be able to help.
Mhm.
When I was trying to make the spell, I wanted it to be. I have it set as a ritual spell,
Mhm.
but I can't cast as a ritual. Do you know what that means? Because some of my ritual spells can be cast as a ritual.
Let me look at the
And it seems like it's
thing.
like something where it's just like I don't need to prepare the spell because one of my other ritual spells can't be cast as a ritual as well. Find Familiar can't be cast as a ritual even though it's a ritual spell.
That's interesting, because if it's a ritual spell and you're the right class for it, you should be able to cast it as a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
What? So it specifically says you can't cast it as a ritual right now?
Well, I mean, just like in my spells, it has the cast button and it doesn't say as ritual.
Oh,
Whereas like my other ones say as ritual.
huh.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't have access to this character sheet, so I can't really see it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's
I mean,
like
I can
a
share my
setting.
screen with you, but
Yeah, I
I
haven't
don't
really
know
messed
because
around too much with the customization of D&D
Yeah,
Beyond, so your
it's
guess
just
is as
weird.
good as mine.
I'll probably just look it up later or something
Mhm.
because what I realized by that is like, oh yeah, I should have been able to cast that as a ritual because that's what we decided the spell was going to be, which should have meant that I actually did have an extra level 4 slot open, because
Mhm.
when you cast this ritual, you're not using a spell slot.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
would have meant I actually did have another counter spell.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool. Well,
but,
luckily he didn't
yeah.
try to cast Fireball again because he got his face blasted in.
Yeah, well, I mean, I figured that out pretty fast as well. So even if it did, but alternatively, I could have used my black tentacles, in homage to Ursula.
Nice. Arms of Hadar.
Yes.
That's so great.
Well, no, it's literally called black tentacles. Actually, is what the spell is. A
Oh.
conjuring spell.
Wow.
A swarm of tentacles in 20-foot range. It's like an area.
Yeah.
Just yeah, but it can do damage. So
Very cool.
Yeah. I think this is a pretty good character. I hope to use it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Almost
I'm
as
down.
good as Brock.
Yeah. Yeah. We could always do, little side campaign stuff if people aren't around rather than canceling entirely, I guess. Although it does require me to have something prepped, which for this I kind of had it mostly prepped already because I expected this fight to happen like 20 sessions ago. So I've just been waiting to use this fight. Um, but yeah, yeah, maybe there'll be something else for these guys to do at some point. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
That's all.
have a good night, guys. I'm gonna
Great seeing you.
keep
You
preparing
too.
to move, and I'll probably be here next week for your campaign, right? I mean, Pumpkin. I just
Yep.
might have to do it like from my laptop instead if I haven't got my setup
Should be fine. Yeah, I
prepared.
mean, you can even do it from your phone as well. Like, that's not the end of the world. As
Yeah,
long as you have access to your sheet
yep,
is the important thing.
that's true.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to record it potentially, if we care about that, but whatever.
I haven't been, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. You stay safe on your trip.
Thank you. My car has been having trouble, so I hope it makes it. It's a long drive.
Oh, that's scary.
Yep. Well.
Be in the middle of the highway and car stops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not making things any better by saying this stuff.
That's fine. I trust the Lord to work it out one way or the other. I mean, worst that happens is I get stuck on the side of the road, have to call a tow truck or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it was a good one shot.
Thank you.
I enjoyed being able to use Biddy.
Yeah. Did she like get stranded after preparing for a one shot that never happened or something?
We weren't going to make it a one shot. It was going to be a series. And the person said the beginning of December, she said she was going to get this campaign together. Anybody who wants to join, we have 6 slots, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And so a bunch of us got together and we're like, hey, we're going to do this and this and this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I coined the term anime waifus. The DM loved the idea. Everybody else loved the idea. So we had a bunch of the whole women furries and one in a wheelchair. It just got ridiculous.
The wheelchair idea actually sounds hilarious. I love it.
But we were going to do it on New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And then some shit happened between the announcement and New Year's Eve. And the person who was going to DM it just stopped getting on the internet altogether because of the crap that happened from another group she was in.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yep.
Oh well.
Yep.
Well, at least Biddy's found a new home. All right. Have a good night, Ray. See you next time.
You too. Night night.